I was just telling the boys that I had friends over this weekend, and one of them sent me a text this morning and said I tested positive for COVID. So the hypochondriac in me is already sick. I did my very first COVID test today, and I shoved those thingies up my nose, and it came back negative. But I know me, and I know that by like Thursday, I'll probably be on my fucking deathbed, even though I don't have it.
You're a hypochondriac compared to who though? I mean, I feel like you're not. I feel like you do.
I'm really
You're really
not.
out there. So you're
Howard's a
I'm
above and
really
beyond.
not. I'm really not a hypochondriac, but
You're kind of par for the course, if anything.
I've not. Well, if you recall, Xavier, it's the same person who last time I was in New York told me they had COVID after I left, and I freaked out. Don't ask.
Congratulations,
Keeps
Shaka
on
Khan.
giving.
It's about time. You seem like a very cynical
Oh, I
broad.
saw that.
Tiger
She
Lily.
I can't
keeps
believe
She's
it
trying
took
to
you
set
so
a mood.
long.
She's setting mood, Tiger Lily.
Damn, Tiger Lily already calling people out.
I do sound low energy. I am low energy. I had a really bad day today. That's all.
Aww.
I did, and it just above and beyond that, I just had a really bad day. So I listened to the show really, really.
Well, if you listen to the
half-assed.
show, that would start.
That'll make you low
It
energy.
made my
dude.
day even worse.
How do I have any energy? I mean,
I
I
don't
listened
know.
to that thing in real time.
I
That
know.
was
All I
horrible.
know is that you dropped dead around the fourth
went to the
page
gym.
mark. Fourth
know why?
page.
You know why?
Post 2, and then it was gone.
You know why? I went to the gym because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna kill somebody if I keep on listening to this. I need to.
Yeah.
I need to,
Yeah,
I
I
need to leave.
believe that.
Yeah.
I believe it induces an anger.
I need to go see
Like,
other people. I need to go
Capeo is
work out.
correct. It is my UTI acting up. Thank you.
when we all heard Chris Russo, whether you know him or not, he's more local than he's national, but he's national now. You're like, oh, that's what energy sounds like. Oh, that's what passion
Chris-
sounds like.
The one that Chris Russo does bring, yeah, he brings passion. He brings interest. Interest.
Energy.
He actually has interest. Howard has
Yeah.
no interest.
That's right.
Howard
That's a guy
is-
with exactly
Well,
right.
it's
Don't
interesting
anything.
to talk about Howard and his interests this week because
What interest?
I have to tell you that he went
don't know,
on.
Dennis.
He went on like the first
After all this
hour of
time.
the show after abortion stuff. He went on about he watched this, he watched this, he watched this, he watched this, and it's like,
How much
Jesus
time do you
Christ! It's
have?
like, how much time do you have? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on with you?
Like 200.
14 hours a
270
day of
days.
frivolous TV. Yep.
He has 270 days to watch nothing.
Yeah,
just-
that reminds
just
me. Let me
stare
just
at the
throw the
wall.
calendar into our.
Actually, he has more than that. And you know, he
And-
could be watching TV from where he's sitting. I mean,
That's true.
We don't know.
3 hours
Point
a
the
day.
camera
Then
the
at
other way.
11 o'clock, he's
Point
like,
the camera the other way. He could be
he
watching
has
fucking
all day,
whatever.
every day,
All
to
day.
do this.
Or
But,
he,
but
last week,
leave it to him to watch the worst things on TV. You would think with that time you would find all the great things, but he manages to ruin that. Like
I
nobody
tell-
makes free time look worse than him.
I tell my teenage daughter what he's watching. She looks at me like, I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
is
I
so
know.
true.
That's funny.
Teenage girls cringe at what he watches.
It's true. He has the taste of like a 12-year-old. Like he doesn't even. It's not even like a slightly mature taste.
He has 8 hours a day during a workday to watch TV.
Well, this has been
Yes.
going on for decades. You remember how giddy he was watching Dawson's Creek with
I know,
Ashley
Beverly
and
Hills
I know,
90210.
I
He
know.
loves
That
these
wasn't an
shows.
act.
Don't worry,
He
Tiger Lily.
loves those shows. Never watched Seinfeld. Never watched any of that
No.
shit.
Curb
but
Your Enthusiasm.
No,
By
he
all
never
means, watch
watched any
Curb
show
Your
that was
Enthusiasm.
an adult show. Never
No.
watched an adult show ever in his entire life. He never
no,
watched an adult
never,
show.
never. That's his exactly.
He never
right.
watched the Larry Sanders Show.
Hold
Until
on one
I-
second. I, gotta
I
get
don't
rid of
think-
my dog.
I don't think he ever truly watched that show. I think because he was on it
No,
with the
when he was
worst
on it.
acting you've ever heard. He pretended he was a fan of it because
Larry,
he thinks he's
why?
part of the talk show. Going, your wife
Larry,
has
your
great
wife
tits."
seems like she's on the perpetual rag.
He doesn't
So-
watch anything good because he's a hater.
Well, he's a
Anything
hater.
good,
That is
he
true.
can't
That is
stand
true.
it.
and
He's
low
not part of
IQ. He doesn't grasp
IQ.
satire. He doesn't watch The Simpsons. He doesn't watch all these shows that have phenomenal, like unrelenting, great satire. He doesn't watch, and he's somewhat jealous of it. But he's always had the worst taste in everything. TV being top of the list.
Well, that's why I found it so funny that time he had Larry David on, and it's like odds are you would never watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like
No,
never.
he couldn't get it.
He couldn't cite examples from it. All he could talk about is how much money he made during Seinfeld. That's all
Well,
he could talk
Monique,
about.
you remember like even during the shitty years, the staff would browbeat him. They go, Howard, you gotta watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, that's like your life. It's the same thing. Larry David's life. It's going around. It's like your life. And he just wouldn't. He never. He
Exactly,
not
being
even
mad.
having him on.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian.
Well, he didn't even watch Kenobi, which was the highest rated show on Disney. Literally the highest rated show on Disney.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
I
he will
don't
watch
get it, Robin.
absolutely anything on the Hallmark Channel. He watched
yes.
something called Something for Cha-Cha on Apple Plus this week, which leads into a clip I have about Melanie Griffith.
Melanie Griffith.
Oh my God. Yeah, see?
Bro, we're only a couple of years away from him just watching a test pattern.
That's true.
I saw the most amazing show you last night, Robin.
I always found it
Let's
amazing
just
he
be
had
honest.
like.
I mean, Game of Thrones when it was good, he wasn't into.
Wait.
Dexter when it was good, he wasn't into. He's
Oh
not
my
into
God,
anything.
none of
Beanie Mac
those.
brings up something good.
He's
Beanie Mac brings
never
up
watched
something
anything
good.
worth of shit.
He's never watched The Boys on Amazon.
Best.
And
Do
that
not
has
tell me what
male-
happens
that has
in-
Did you see
male
that last
nudity.
episode? Mog, have you seen it yet? Episode
I
6?
did not.
Oh, you're killing me.
I
Killing me.
promise. Maybe I'll watch it in bed tonight. When,
You should watch,
when
you should
we're
watch it
done
right
with the
now.
show.
I hear this
We're
show
on
sucks.
season
Exactly.
3,
I'll put this on
episode
mute.
6.
Season 3, episode 6.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh my God, it is the most
Beanie Mac.
ridiculous thing you'll ever see on TV ever.
Beanie Mac, if you've watched The Boys, then you're going to love Invincible, which
yeah,
is
there's
the
all-
cartoon that the guys from The Boys did. It's ridiculous. Never saw anything worse.
I will.
It's
I will
like an
argue with
edgy
Willie.
anti-Justice League.
Bro,
I
it
will
is
argue with. Argue
it is
with
the
Willie
funniest
Best. Kenobi
shit.
did
Why,
not
what did he
suck.
say?
on TV.
No, it did not suck. I didn't
They
think it sucked
they
at
fixed
all.
it. The last 2 episodes fixed everything. It was fine. It was good.
Motherfuck. My dogs are scratching at the door.
I don't hear him.
the
You're
hell?
fine. Leave him.
I can't hear him. Fuck him.
That was Rupert Pumpkin or Howard watched Full House. I know that's really
Yes,
yeah.
he
You
did.
could
And
do
that
all
was for
that
the
creepy
Olsen
stuff.
twins.
I always felt like he didn't
But
even need cable. He would watch all network crap and just reality, 2-hour reality shows and all the, American Idol. He doesn't even need cable. He watched dumb network shows.
But
Look how
listen,
dope he is.
I've worked with a lot of those Disney kids, and they don't watch that shit. They don't watch
Yeah.
the shit that they're on.
Yeah.
Only people like Howard watch it. And you know what? Basically, if you're over fifth grade, you shouldn't be watching that shit.
What?
Those
Say
that shit that Howard watches.
Which shit? He has so much shit in his
Well, it's
array
all-
of
but
shit.
it's all like generally very
Lowbrow
geared
tween
towards
shows.
prepubescent girls.
Yes.
Tween shows.
Yeah.
No, the boys do not jerk each other, but suffice it to say, in the first episode,
male
there is a
nudity.
giant sphincter that is just portends
Oh, that's
what is
nice.
to come for the remainder of the season. I never
I can't
thought
watch the
anything
show
as
just because
psychotic.
of this. I
Yeah,
can't.
nobody
watch
ruined
I
it
can't
for
watch
Mo.
this.
I will ban
can't-
you because I mean.
What do you mean you can't watch it then?
I can't watch it. It's just way too much male nudity. I just can't watch it. It's just
The
like I
Boys?
can't-
dude?
Yes,
it is the
I can't
funniest
watch
shit.
it. I
Okay,
can't.
cool.
Babe, it's not even
all good. People don't
gratuitous
have to watch
nudity.
it.
It's needed.
It doesn't matter. It's like it's enough. I've had
It's
enough.
needed,
all-
damn it.
okay.
It's not. I'm
All
done.
right, so let's talk about the fantasy world and abortion, which Howard, of course, spoke
Talk
about
this
for
nonsense
the
with him.
first hour. We are
Lazy radio.
absolutely not going to talk about his views on abortion
insane.
or do anything that is politically tinged. However, I just thought that this was a funny thing to say about your 50-year-old wife. So let's start the show.
My wife's, she has said to me from the beginning, if I ever get pregnant, I would never get an abortion. I'm against abortion for myself, but I'm not against abortion for anyone else.
Okay, good for you. So
when he gets
you
pregnant, he
can
can't
be
have one.
against or for it all you want. You are done with having children. And he even had a conversation with Robin about having children. and I feel like he still thinks that everybody in his world, including himself, are like,
Yeah.
24 years old.
Yeah.
Those guys are shooting dust, bro.
Do you have the clip? Do you have the
Can
clip of him
can we
talking to Robin?
abort can we
About-
abort Howard in the 280th trimester
Getting
No.
pregnant?
right now?
No,
That whole
you know what? I
show-
just thought it was so fucking ridiculous. It was just such part of like this whole thing. Of course his wife is menopausal. That's the whole reason I played the clip. It's like he doesn't realize that this is something. And I bet you she constantly tells him that she's like on her period or she's this or she's that, just as an excuse not to have sex. Like he really has no
Yeah,
idea
right.
that
Beth
he's
hasn't had a period. Beth hasn't had a period like in 4 or 5 years. easily.
No, that's not true. I mean,
Oh no! When you're that skinny, when you've malnutrition,
that's true.
it comes on
Okay,
early.
good
It comes
point.
on early. Trust
No,
me, I
that's
know.
true. That's true. She is
and-
Fun
anorexic.
fact: did you guys know that Ethiopian women are the only type of people that can have a period below a certain like body fat ratio?
Really?
Yeah, it's some weird.
Okay,
thing.
that makes
But
sense.
Anyway, but Dennis is right though. When you're that skinny, your
Well,
body
like
stops,
Olympians
Yeah,
rarely
they
get their
stop
periods because
having
their body fat
their
is so
menses.
low.
Exactly.
That's why they stay so tiny and so, compact, like
But-
those gymnasts and such.
But he did ask, Blobin about, trying not to get pregnant, which was actually kind of hilarious. I mean, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of insane. All
Yeah,
right,
sorry,
so then we
Rupert,
moved
my
on.
bad.
Less periods and Yoda gets a buddy.
Did somebody write that, or you just
I
made
just
that
made
up?
that up. I just made that up.
Oh, that was amazing. Okay, good one.
Very good.
So let's talk a little bit about his daughter, because of course he has firsthand knowledge on how many kids there are in the adoption process, and what happens with them. Oh wait, I might have something else. No, let's go to that.
There's plenty of them around. Trust me, plenty. One of my daughters. God bless her. She's the most wonderful person. She
one?
was involved in
Unbelievable. He won't say a name.
her whole job was reuniting kids who are in the system with some family member.
He
There
can't
are
say
so
Deborah.
many unwanted kids. It's an epidemic out in California.
He can't say Deborah.
Oh,
And her whole
Deborah.
job was trying to find somebody who cared about these unwanted kids. And let
Somebody.
me tell you the heartbreaking
Let
story.
me tell you.
You know,
Tell us.
they
Don't ask.
they find an uncle. No, I can't be bothered. They find an aunt. I can't be bothered. They anyone they could find to take an interest in these children. They couldn't find anyone.
Yeah, well, that's
Wait,
that.
the
Couldn't
guy
find
that was
anyone.
stepping on his dad's throat a couple of weeks ago is also
Yes.
is a compassionate man.
Yeah, so basically,
Like, we're
Deborah
supposed to
failed
fucking-
at her job, her one job.
Yeah,
Her one job.
yeah.
Deborah
Yeah,
failed
a
that.
job.
Like that's supposed to be meaningful.
So
I
the name.
don't
It
know
was
what
supposed
that-
Die already, Dad. Die. Oh, my daughter's so wonderful. Die, Dad.
Don't yell!
Die.
Don't yell! Don't yell!
Who's
Don't
the
yell!
moron now?
Don't yell! Don't yell, Xavier. I get
Hi.
complaints.
Hi, Bon Jovi.
So the proper name. Deborah is on the red flag list. You can't say the name Deborah. It's
Can't say the
unbelievable.
name
he
Deborah.
couldn't- That was really weird, Monique. That clip. He couldn't pull his daughter's name out. That's
Yeah, my
really
daughter.
strange.
Because then he
My
might.
daughter.
You know what? One
This
thing
is
leads
all-
to another. Next, you know, he's talking about grandchildren.
Well, yeah.
They're great
yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
They're great kids.
Yeah.
Kid.
That's exactly right. That's the conduit to having to
his
bring a
half-
grandkid up.
Isn't he
Yeah.
like? Isn't his son-in-law Filipino or something like that?
Yes.
Something like that. He makes,
It's
Something like
Power-
that.
yes,
like,
he's got some
Pacific
Asian
Asian or something
Yeah,
like
don't
that.
want
Yes.
to don't want to
Islander?
talk about him. I don't want to get into people's
Okay,
families.
okay,
We've
okay,
been
no, no,
getting
no,
shit.
you're right.
No,
you're
she
right.
said
No,
he-
listen,
it
I was
was
just
put out. It was
asking him
put
real
out
quick.
Great
publicly.
kids.
But you're right.
It's public. It's public knowledge.
And then
It's public.
okay, it's,
You want to
but you know
talk
what?
about it?
You know what, Dan? Everything's a slippery slope with us. So
I understand, but
Let's
it's
move-
public
let's-
that we
I
know he
digress.
exists.
Yeah,
And he makes these
Chaka Khan
platters.
says, I think Deborah and Emily and Emily have put a kibosh on discussing them. Wait till Ashley gets pregnant. Awkward. So
Did
true.
you see Shaka Khan before? She's nervous about opening the phones like she's Eminem freestyling in 8 Mile or something. Well, how could you possibly get nervous around this Shaka Khan? If anything, I pride myself on making. I'm the one that's uncomfortable. If anything, I pride myself on making people comfortable. I have imposter complex.
What are you talking? Wait, what are we talking
She
I
was,
have
she
no
was in the
idea.
chat before. She was going, I'm nervous about calling into the show. I have anxiety.
about calling into
Yeah.
our show?
Yes.
Why?
Oh my goodness, what's
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
with you?
Jeez.
Wait,
What
you're
is
not,
wrong
are
with
you
you?
going to the phones tonight?
No, why?
Oh, okay.
No,
yeah, I
we
don't know.
should.
She
There's
thinks
there's
you are.
enough material to talk an hour.
Oh, I'm not prepared for phones. I'm sorry.
I didn't-
Listen. How
don't know where
late
she
did I
got
send
that
you
idea.
guys the friggin' link? I was not.
I know. I didn't think you were going
It
to do
was
it.
late.
Either.
I
No
was,
one would blame
it was
you.
a little late today. I'm having one of those days. Okay, so just roll
Hey,
with
Tiger
the
Lily.
fucking show.
Farmer Justin just found out that I'm not just the glue. I'm also the guy that bans people from the chat. Bye, dude.
Leave him alone. He's fine. He's a nice guy.
Oh,
okay,
really?
so
Well,
let's.
I hope he enjoys this show from whatever other browser he's going to use.
Okay. So let's go on to about him writing in his diary this weekend and what he wrote about. Here we go.
That's what I do when I get stressed out about my parents. And the other thing I'm reading is the R. Crumb book. You know I love R. Crumb.
Yeah.
Jimmy bought it for me a couple of years ago. I never.
Show of hands, how many times has he said he's liked R. Crumb?
Dennis, you've
What?
listened to every. I've listened to every
Never
old school
heard the
one. I've
name
never
before in
once
my
heard
entire
it.
life.
If
Never
you
heard it. No,
Yeah.
never heard it before. Nope.
So he's conflating a conversation he had with George
Jimbo
Stephanopoulos.
Kimball?
Yeah,
Right,
or,
and of course,
right.
Jimmy bought him a book because I'm sure he mentioned once that he liked something. And so that's what he's reading. Okay, so here we go.
Forgot
Richard
around to
Seinfeld
it.
reads it.
That guy was my kind of guy. He hated everyone and everything. R. Crumb.
Yeah, you got a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, I relate to that guy. I made a list this weekend of everything I hate. The fucking thing went 7 pages, and I even ran out of ink. Robin bought
This
me
is
a
your
fountain
journal. This is your
Yeah.
journal, right?
pen. You would love reading my journal. It's just one thing after another shit I hate.
Okay, 7 pages of shit he hates.
Is it with the 50 pages of content he writes a day?
7 pages
More than he does for the show.
of
Right?
shit he hates. So
No, come on.
R.
He does 50
Crumb-
pages a day. Come on.
Monique, I got a little. I went to Mark's Friggin and I looked up
Yes.
R. Crumb, so I see this. This is from 2006.
Yes.
Howard writes. Howard mentioned that he got a note from a couple guys who are old listeners. One guy is an artist named R. Crumb, and said that he's living over in France and heard that the show is streaming on the web now, but he wasn't sure what he needed to do to get it. He wanted to make a password for R. Crumb, and he said that he'd taken. Okay, so this is a friend of his. This is some weird cartoonist, like
So
I guess he had.
the only thing I can even give you analogous to who R. Crumb is that he was the person who
Mad Magazine comic
created who created this, which is Fritz the Cat, which
Oh
is
God. Yeah, which is
kind of something that was like a very big 70s like sexual cat thing. And yeah, I don't know enough about him because it wasn't really my time period of appreciating this kind of stuff. It's a little bit like Animal God does, to be honest with you.
How hard does Kimmel have to
Exactly what
work?
that is.
How hard does Kimmel have to work to kiss his ass to find some bullshit like this that appeals to him? What is this? What is Kimmel's like researching
Kimmel
R.
is
Crumb?
the most pathetic creature on
he's
God's
such
green
His
earth.
whole life is getting close to Letterman and Howard. His whole
Yes,
life
it's
revolves
pretty
around how
pathetic.
can I get in with them?
Yes, that's
How
exactly
can I
right.
keep them happy?
R. Crumb had a big reawakening in the late 80s and 90s, and he never mentioned him. No, we've never heard this. Truckin', oh my God, yes. That Truckin' cartoon thing. That's exactly right. If you guys don't know what that is, hold on. I'm going to put it up.
Oh, keep on trucking?
Tucker Lee writes.
Is that what that is?
Everything Howard likes sucks. I couldn't
Yeah,
agree
pretty
more.
much. Yeah. Yeah.
Did he also do Kilroy was here?
I don't know.
Oh my
Lord,
Kilroy over
This is
here.
very 70s, though, you guys. I remember, like, these stickers used to be on the back of people's friggin'
Yeah, the dude with the Bigfoot.
cars
Keep
all the
on
time.
trucking.
With the Bigfoot gas pedal.
Yeah, this guy. Keep
Yeah.
on trucking.
Oh, that. Oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
when I was
that's
a
our
kid, I
crumb.
remember that crap.
That's
Oh my
our crumb.
God.
Tony Danza has that tattooed. Actually,
No, you're joking.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
And he seemed like such a
Christ.
good judgment, like a good judge of character.
Great judgment call.
Yeah,
Could it be
yeah,
any worse
yeah.
than putting like Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck on your calf when you're like 17-year-old Gindaloon? No. Kimmel wants to befriend the two biggest curmudgeons in the entertainment
know.
business. He has.
High maintenance. Everything is difficult. With
Not
them,
wants
just
to. He has. That's
He
who
has,
that's
he
who
is.
he has become. So here's what he also journaled about, which I just find so amazing and probably also a lie. So here we go.
And what a bunch of assholes these Trumpies are. Oh, my God.
And
It was just
perfect
a vicious.
penmanship in pen and ink.
Yeah, and then I made a collage about Roe v. Wade, rest in peace. And then I took the word rest and I recreated the word resist out of rest. You get it? Fucking, the 60s are back. Revolution is here.
Okay, so he's telling us now he made a collage of Roe v. Wade in his book today.
The Learjet riding Fibril is going to preach to us with it. His wife is 50. She's married to a fruit basket, and
Yeah.
abortion couldn't be
Hi,
less
you. Do you
applicable
want
to
me to not
anybody but
talk
them.
for the rest of the fucking show? CBW, whatever your name is. You want me to just stay
You
here
change it.
quiet? I'll just stay here quiet, and then
I'm
all
impressed
the
he
boys
fled
can
on
talk.
Flem, right?
And then, oh, I love you, Zach. You're still my
Nobody's
See,
favorite.
with the
Zach,
Beatles
Zach
of
is the
comedy,
sweetest
what
guy in the
Jackie
history of the.
Absolutely.
of our boards.
Do you remember when he was on with us and he was still
Yes.
in Hawaii and the chickens were outside and he
drunk.
would go outside to smoke and you heard the chickens and we're like, what the fuck?
He vanished, right, with like a half hour left in the show, 45 minutes left in the show. He just
Oh, you know, the
vanished.
chickens are.
It was,
I think he passed out.
but he is truly one of the sweetest guys in our midst.
Without question.
Easily.
Yeah, we love him. Okay, so here's something else he wrote in his diary, and this has nothing to do with this, but he came back to it later.
What do I hate? Like I wrote a love and hate list. And what do I hate the most? We know what number one was? Drunks. I fucking hate them. They're fucking annoying. They're fucking stupid. I can't stand. I'm sober. I don't fucking drink. And I did that. I didn't even have a problem with alcohol, but I can't stand drunk so much. I don't even want to be. I don't want to slur one word.
Okay.
Too late.
And,
Wow.
You
Too
know
late,
what?
Chiclet Teeth.
That was deep.
Wow. Somebody makes you want to really drink.
Monique,
Sloppy.
the him in sobriety is the weirdest thing. I love to probe into that
fake.
too. I think it's
Sober.
fake too, Dennis.
The way that
Sober,
he says
fake.
that he's sober is just
Sober.
so cringy to me because he's never been a drunk. He's never been somebody who had a problem with alcohol. And
He's
I
never
bet
had
you
to
Dr.
drive,
Argus
right?
one
But-
time said that his liver enzymes were like a tit hair high. So
He
maybe
may
cut back
know.
on the
Yes.
wine or something.
He may know somebody that could be drinking a little much.
Could be. Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Scott Bailow, I agree. I
from a
don't
box.
usually trust people who don't drink for the most part. I mean,
You
there's a
always say
couple
that.
exceptions. That's how the drinking coach
That's true.
came into play. I usually don't trust people who don't drink.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank
I
you,
need
Sue
to know why.
Monster.
It's a monster.
Thank
Maybe
you,
someone
Sue.
who's taking pictures of themselves pretending to sleep on Instagram might be a clue.
That could be.
That
Thank you,
could
Shane.
be a reason.
Thank you, Shane. Hoping for more gunk in the night after this awful show goes into hibernation. Yes, we are working on that.
Yes, it is.
We're going to have an interview with Cabby. We're working on gunk in the night. Xavier and I are going to actually try something else a little bit new,
Yes, we
too.
is.
At some point in the summer. I don't know.
Some point.
It's, I'm completely at his mercy because, he works hard. And
You got
I
10
don't.
weeks. You got 10 weeks. Don't worry about it. There's no rush.
Okay, so I love this clip. It has nothing to do with anything other than that he watched something with Dakota Johnson in it this weekend, a movie called Cha Cha some shit or another on Apple TV.
What is this
And how in love with Dakota Johnson he is. And that
Answer your phone.
answer my phone.
It's funny.
Dude, you keep calling me on Instagram, so I don't know what that
Calling
means.
you on Instagram?
He's calling
I
you
didn't
on
know
TikTok.
I didn't know it was a thing.
I didn't either, but that's where it comes up. So
I
yeah,
learned something today.
yeah, okay,
He's calling me on MySpace.
exactly.
Ignore us.
All right, listen to this
Thanks for
load
the
of
$2.
shit. This is my favorite load of shit for the day. Here we go.
After Private Parts, I got offered a bunch of movies, and this was one to. I didn't want to star in a movie. I wanted to be a supporting actor. And I
didn't
love
wanna
making
star.
movies and all that.
I love making movies,
All that,
apostrophe
and all
S,
that.
because he's made
One.
Plural. Yep.
One movie.
one. So I love making movies,
And all that.
but I didn't want
all
to
that.
star in a movie.
Nope.
I wanted to be in the supporting role. Is that what he said? Hold on, I need
Supporting
to
role,
rewind
yes,
this because
supporting
this
role,
is really fucking classic.
It was one to. I didn't want to star in a movie. I wanted to be a supporting actor.
Yeah. He's
And
in
I
Howie
love making
Brasco mode
movies
when
and all that, but, it ain't my primary thing.
my primary
So they
thing.
came up with this interesting part in a Melanie Griffith movie.
Huh?
So I demanded a meeting with Melanie Griffith. I said, let me look her over.
Demanded a meeting with Melanie Griffith so
Yeah, 'cause
he
he's
could
so
look
scary
her
hot.
over for a supporting role. Okay, you with me so far?
Yeah,
Here we
that's
go.
what
covered
it
I
this.
was.
got to
We're on
see, is
this,
she, is she going to be able to handle this thing? Let me talk to her.
You're
I wouldn't
asking if she can handle something.
Well, because I didn't want to be in a fucking bomb. I'll be honest with you. And I don't know, you see her running around with Antonio Banderas, but does she still have the chops? Can she still own the room? You know a movie star when they walk in the fucking room. You can see it. They ooze charisma.
Mary McCormick.
Charisma.
Okay, so what? I insisted on meeting with
Yeah,
Melanie Griffith
her.
for a supporting role in her movie that she's starring in because he was concerned that she couldn't carry the movie and that he would be in a bomb. Is that the movie that they wound up having to pay him, or that he sued because they had written a contract
Yeah.
and it never came to fruition?
Yes.
Right
Yeah.
on.
It goes.
Okay.
Here's how it
That sounds
goes.
about right.
Stern Son of the Star opposite Melanie Griffith, an independent film that would have been his follow-up to Private Parts. The movie ran into financing difficulties, and Stern sued the company for $1.5 million. He was promised to make the film, but he ended up settling for a $50,000 settlement. God, is there anybody
There
he
you go.
won't sue? It was called Jane.
No,
So
Is there
fucking
anyone he
litigious.
won't sue? Even that
you
piece of
imagine?
shit.
everybody.
Let me look her over.
He's at
God.
full Howie Brasco mode.
Oh my God, Howie
I'm sitting
Brasco is just
there,
amazing.
I'm in there and say, let me look her over. Is that Don Johnson's wife? You hearing that there Miami Vice over there?
Should we now take the time to do our daily parental update, or do we want to wait on that?
Well said, Melvin. Howard is radioactive. Not radio, radioactive.
Yeah,
if you
no
go near
shit.
him, he will fucking sue you.
Yes. So yes or no
Wow,
on the
look at
parents?
that.
Oh, nice.
The
Oh, look at that
background
face.
Beth Asaki.
Do we want an update on the parents? And this includes Beth,
No,
so
I
it
don't.
would be okay. Just it's
Unless
just
you do.
like
I'm
I'm
not. Do
psychotic
whatever
or
you want.
something.
I'm tired of
It's
this.
just our
Do
daily
it.
parental update. One is
Sure, why
47
not?
seconds and one is 30 seconds. That's all I
Alright,
got.
Go right ahead.
That's it. That's
I
everything.
remember this. This was terrible.
That's everything. Here we go.
What the side effects are, and I'm making all these decisions for my father. And
Basically, as with any other parent or guardian of a parent, all day long, that's all he does is spend
All
on
day
the
long.
phone.
Hey Mo,
it.
Yeah.
do you notice that his cadence now is the same cadence people used to return soup at restaurants? My soup isn't cold, isn't hot, isn't this, isn't
No,
that.
it's
My
more.
salad
No,
is.
but it's got more of a
He's got that
Gindaloon
condescending
tint to it.
cadence to his
Eugene.
voice now.
Eugene. He's a Eugene.
He's Howard
He is a
Howard
Eugene.
Brasco.
Yeah,
Howie
no,
Brasco.
but it's
From
not.
Howard
It's
Brasco.
before, like there used to be a little bit of like
Eugene.
different waves of emotion. Now it's just
Eugene's
like
in soup.
I don't like the crackers that came with my soup.
X, come on. Unless the soup is beautiful, it's a beautiful soup. He's gonna
listen,
return it.
Beautiful.
But that's how he talks about everything.
This is what he left me a
I
message
went to
saying.
the
Let's stand
store
American
with
greed.
Beth.
Washed up,
I
shut up,
called my
bloviates.
parents.
About scams and schemes and
I know
Hollywood
what
deal
you
making.
mean.
Douche
I know what you
way
mean.
of
I hear it,
talking.
X. I know what you mean. I got it. I definitely can hear it.
Listen,
It's all
play
shit.
it. Sorry, my
Every
apologies.
affect he takes on sucks.
Are we still
Bottom line.
talking about this? Okay, let me
Yeah,
listen.
play.
Let's
Listen to him.
let's
finish
just
it up.
finish the parents.
I went, I only wish my father put a tenth of the energy into raising me that I am in raising him at this point.
Raising him.
Yeah.
a better father.
Well, he's like a baby now. He has no fucking idea what plan. He got to have someone come in and feed him. He has trouble eating sometimes. My
should
genes
apologize
are a
for
blessing and a
That's
curse.
fast deterioration. Like,
You know what's funny to me? If he pauses for 3 seconds, all of you use it as an opportunity to just chime right in.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Not the
That's what we
show.
do.
Hang
Not
on,
the
let me
show.
just finish. Let me just
All
finish.
right, we'll
a
finish.
couple of months
Yeah.
ago, he was feeding himself.
He didn't
dressing
even know.
himself.
He was calling someone else's wife this weekend. He didn't even know. And my mother put in all that time. But then again, my mother's checked out too. I mean, she doesn't even ask how he's doing. He's been in the hospital for like over a week.
So dad's in the hospital for over a week. Mom is kind of checked out, but segueing into, of course, the only other clip I have about the parents, which is just
So-
30 seconds long.
So,
What?
so I mean, this is purely sociopathic behavior. I mean, it really
Yes,
is.
of course.
This is so sociopathic. This is textbook. I mean, talking about your father like that when he's on death's door, because obviously it's not long at this point. It's really not that far away.
really not.
And that's just really.
I
feel
can't take.
I feel like
can
Ben
we-
is never
bereft.
coming out of the hospital.
It's
our fir-
bereft of
our
human.
first
of human
show,
feeling.
our first show after just special, theme show. I want to do a Ben and Ray show. I want to do nothing but kiss their ass. I want to do nothing but get clips of them being the best parents on the face of the earth in the '60s, because it's so much. And those two Meet the Stern show would have enough, but I can't take it anymore. I want to do a show where we do nothing but kiss their ass and show everybody once and for all what great
No,
parents.
you
they
don't even have
really
to go
were.
back to the '60s, the '80s, when his dad used to
Yeah.
call in.
Yeah, whose dad would
His
call
mom
into
was
your
on the
show
phone.
every day? Right.
They were the wonderful parents. They were wonderful
Just-
parents. He's a
He's
sociopath.
total mama's
Sick.
boy.
Sick man.
I
Spoiled
hear
King
that
baby
Jeffrey
brat.
Dahmer's parents were pretty nice too.
Just-
I fear that Ben is not
He had
coming
good
out of the
taste.
hospital.
He's not.
Just
There's
saying.
no way. I mean, listen, R.I.P. But he
he's
doesn't.
gone.
That's it. That's it. We're done.
Hopefully that extends his summer another month.
That's it.
You know, I feel like we should be like the New York Times, where they update the obituaries every single day. I should have like a Ben Stern rest in peace show ready to go.
Yeah,
Like,
You
at a
should.
drop of a
You
hat,
need to have it ready.
so we can
because
do the emergency broadcast. Oh, God damn
Because-
it! Maybe I'll do that next weekend.
I don't think past the end of July. At this point, definitely not the end of
Let's
July.
make predictions at the end of this week and see what goes on.
Absolutely.
All right, let's just listen to clip number
Okay,
2, and then we are
I'm
done with
getting
the parents.
July 5th. Dibs.
Stop.
Yeah,
Let's do it at the end of the show, and I'll make a note of everybody's
Okay. got mine.
thing. All right, here we go.
I have wonderful breath. And Beth does a lot for my mom. Like the other day, she wanted egg drop soup. So Beth does make
The other day, that was 2 months ago. Just throwing it out there.
phone calls,
That
and
was
she
a
gets her
day. Come on,
pajamas
though.
and
Gets her pajamas. That also was probably about 3 months ago.
That was 3
but
months
okay,
ago now.
here we go.
gets her, and she decorated their entire apartment.
Right.
2 years ago.
My father's never once thanked me.
No,
He's
of course
sitting
not.
there on his pile of dough he saved
Pile
up
of
his
dough.
whole life
Pile
while
of
I'm
dough.
spending. And I mean, I don't even get to like, son, thank you.
He's sitting
He's
on
dying.
his pile of dough,
Dough.
He's dying. What does
and
he
all
want
I'm
him to
doing
do?
is spending.
It's the patronization of thinking everyone doesn't know exactly how much money Howard makes
Yes,
is
of course.
insane.
Of
I
course,
can't.
right?
I can't even. Is he trolling us with this? Is it like, do we not $4,000 a minute? That rent
Beth has to
pays
use
for
the
their
same
entire
sandals
medical
twice on
costs.
Instagram.
John, this is delusions of a sociopath. It
Yes.
literally is delusions.
Well, how about the
delusional.
irony too of that they have a death pool for everything except the 99-year-old.
Exactly.
Do you want me to play your Instagram message on air? Is that what you'd like me to do, sir?
That sounds like this. That sounds like what.
Cover your ears, boys and girls.
Oh, Jesus, he's so insane. Let me see. Should I do it?
How are you going to access this?
On my phone. So
Rodney.
Your phone playing it through your microphone.
let's see what he has to say.
How good can this be?
I don't think I've ever heard Rodney speak. I've always wanted to.
Really?
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a ton in common.
I'm almost
Yeah.
afraid to. I'm almost afraid. To
I feel
There's
like
no
he
way this
talks
can
like
go wrong.
Greg
There's
Popovich.
no way
He
this
sounds-
could
No,
go
no, obviously no.
Since
He
I've
sounds
not
like
heard
Greg
it.
Popovich.
All right, here we go.
It's gonna be all perfect.
Cleveland rocks.
American Greed, your humble narrator, aka Stacy, aka Mike Hammer, aka Lard Ass, attempts and fails to get on the air live with RadioGunk.
Okay, there you go.
Welcome to Master.
Who am I, Stacy
Theater.
Keach over here, Rodney?
Wow.
People from, who are these podcasts? I mean, what?
That's Rodney's voice. Okay. All right, you made me play it. I played it.
That was
I
worth
played
it.
We gave Rodney a chance.
Give Rodney a chance.
That's so good, Andrew. He's such a quick fuck, that Andrew Morgan.
Okay, so let's move on. Melanie Griffiths. Oh my God, it was just such a horrible show today. I don't even know.
I don't know how you pulled anything from it. I told you good luck.
I know.
2 hours
It
in,
was-
I'm like, good luck.
We could
When can I
literally
skip to? Now?
We could literally review the entire year up until now in 1 week.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you actually just look
absolutely.
for anything worth talking about.
Yes.
One I
Yes.
talked about the other day. It's literally like two things happen.
Well,
that's
we
it.
were talking about what? The cum hat was his first amazing thing that happened.
Attempt.
Okay,
Amazing?
I'm kidding. So
Yeah.
he started building like this really weird hype for Wolfie's mother with Alex Jones.
Yikes. So what's the deal with Wolfie, guys? He's Will Murray's cousin.
Murray's
is that
cousin.
official or is that a rumor?
No, I believe it's been proven.
I've heard that a lot, and I don't know if we could substantiate
He's
it. but-
related.
Yeah.
He's related. He works cheap. Obviously, he works really cheap.
Yes, he does. That's
Yes.
he's
Mr.
Shuley.
Shuley.
He's basically Shuley's replacement. He's essentially Shuley's replacement.
So
Yes, he
let's
is.
listen to the stupid fucking hype that was the lead up to
you skipped
Alex
Lenny Dykstra?
Jones. All right, here we go. Hang on.
It just kept getting worse. Like when I thought it hit the low, like, okay, it can't get any worse than this. It topped itself over and over. It's so horrible.
This is a big buildup, but I think in this case, we're not overhyping it, but you'll be the
it's
judge.
worthy of this buildup.
Yeah, when we come back,
Yeah.
Wolfie's mom is in full force with her buddy Alex Jones. For over 2 hours, you won't hear
hours.
the full 2 hours. You might get it on the app, which, by the way, we've been putting some awesome things on that Sirius XM app. You check it out.
Yeah, right.
We know what's
Oh wait, I'm sorry. We know what's what? What did you say?
We know it's what?
I missed
What?
it.
What do they know?
with her buddy 2 hours. You
Hold
can on that Sirius XM app. You check it out. We know what's happening here.
Yeah, 17 2-minute clips of Post Malone don't really cut it. As I did, Greenfield says, I listened to the Artie interview from 1218 over the weekend. I came over to Sirius because of Artie. Yeah, no shit. Many of us
we
did.
talk about that all the time.
Rodney says, next
That
time, play me at the
bonus.
proper modulation. Your iPhone speakers.
It's the iPhone's fault.
Excellent,
He's
Rodney.
talking about Stacy Keach, and it's the iPhone's fault.
It is the iPhone's fault. It always is.
I gotta say, I do love that Mike Hammer show. I used to love that when I was a kid.
I don't know what that is.
Mike Hammer.
Greenpoint.
You never saw- oh,
Yes,
good show.
yes, Greenpoint. That is absolutely, utterly correct.
You have to
I
say it
look
out loud so that we
disgusted.
know what you're
That's
talking about. It's a
Dennis,
podcast.
it looks disgusted listening to this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I look in the morning. That's how I look
Yes.
when I hear it the second time.
Oh, yes, and Luhu, yes, you can actually switch over to my OnlyFans account, which I will be doing with my feet. Yes, I will be doing that for you. Yeah, so it'll be a low price, and I can still lift my feet all the way up, and you can see that they are baby blue today. So there you go. Okay, here's some more hype for Alex Jones. This is so ridiculous. Listen to this. This is This is the hubris of Howard. This is him thinking that anybody gives a rat's ass about
Who
this.
does Alex Jones now again? I
I-
forget- I always
the other one. Can't remember his
I always
name.
I can't get. I get the two.
The Nowicki.
No wiki.
Yeah,
I
no
just don't
wiki.
care.
All right, listen, just listen,
I don't
just
either.
listen. This is so
I don't
ridiculous.
want to learn
Listen.
their names.
Now, I could really fuck your head up and say, well,
Yes,
wait till
really.
tomorrow, and I'll do it then.
Don't
You would
you
have to
dare.
wait. You would have to wait 24 hours. I should do that. Why shouldn't I do that?
Oh my God. You gave us such a buildup.
But it's time to end the show. So
I was like,
10
oh my
o'clock.
God, this is going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear
Yes.
why everybody's so sorry for Wolfie after hearing this.
Okay, this is his build-up. I didn't even listen to the Wolfie's mother thing because who cares?
Good.
Honestly, who cares?
What point in the show is this, Monique?
At the end.
This was actually late in the
Says-
show because it was around 9:40 when he said we're about to end the show, and that's why I happened to make note of the time because
So
I
you
was like,
can't-
no, dude, you still have probably a good half hour, 45 minutes left in the show.
It's amazing how much better this show was at K-Rock. I honestly think in every way. Remember he used to go to 11:30 in the
Yeah.
he used to go
Noon.
6 a.m. to 11:30,
He would go to
sometimes
noon
noon.
sometimes.
Multiple
this is
guests,
this is
multiple
crazy.
phone-in guests. I mean,
Oh
just
my god.
rapid fire, just rapid
shows-
fire.
Guest-
And now
guest-
he's at home. He has his own channel. There's literally no reason for him to ever get off.
No,
No, there isn't.
no, there's no reason for him
There's
to
no reason
ever
for
get
him to
off.
ever get
He
off,
has-
except for he's just a lazy piece of shit.
Yep.
He had guests during the news. I mean, the news would be
Yes.
2.5 hours.
Yes, he would have
would be
comedians come in
fascinating.
just for the news.
You'd have
Yes.
Chappelle, for fuck's
They would
sake.
come in like 15, 20 minutes before and then just go straight to the news.
Everything
Gilbert,
good about the
I mean,
show
come
is
on.
gone. Everything's gone. Everything. I mean, the wrap-up show's not even waiting for them. The wrap-up show was moved to what, at 2:00 in the afternoon. So it's
1:30
not like he
or
used to
1
get
or
off to get to anything. There's nothing on
Right.
these channels. There's absolutely nothing for him to throw it to.
He's got to go watch Cha Cha blow smoke up my ass on Apple
worst.
Apple Plus.
So,
What's wrong with you?
who here has actually listened to the wrap-up show?
No.
I did, Dennis. I did today,
Oh
thanks
my
to our
God,
friend
why?
JC, on Twitter, and Bring Back Jackie. They had me go after a clip, and I'm glad I did. But I had to
Wow.
listen to 3 of them to find it. So it's great.
Wow.
it's
Okay,
a
I have
clip.
all your clips from today, so we will get to that probably in the next 15 minutes or so, since I only have.
I've never listened to the wrap-up
No.
show. since we moved it. I've
Sometimes,
never
Dennis,
listened.
some weird shit slips out. I'm not saying it's remotely good, but every now and again,
Oh, that's-
because they know Howard's not listening, they know no one's listening, they kind of will slip up.
Because we haven't been doing this for 30 years, we don't make $90 million, and we just do it for fun. That's why.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to us. You know, if we do something and it's fun and we enjoy it, then we do it. If it's not, We'll try it once and it doesn't work. So be it. You know what? Nothing
la
lost,
vie.
nothing gained. C'est la vie. Chaka Khan says, number 1, Howard hates his job. 2, Howard knows that Beth will leave him the second he's retired. That would embarrass and expose him. No. Number 4, she has a NDA. Number 5, she's going to get a shit ton of money. She will never say a fucking word. Never.
Never. Never
Here's
say a
our
word.
friend. 4 p.m. dinners, waking up at 4 a.m. and doing 3-hour shows are standard for a man in his sunset years. You expect too much from this old man. You know, that might not be too wrong. That might not be too far
You're
off.
eating his food, Rod.
That's not
You're lowering
true.
the expectations
I mean,
for him. You can't
Larry
have a
King is
phone
still
in-
broadcasting, and he's fucking been dead for 10 years.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's so true.
And
What
Larry
is he,
King
like
has more
102,
content.
103? All right, let's go to... Oh, my God. So I missed out on a lot of this as well because it was just so horrible. So he has Richard come in so that he can, you know, his Berate Richard Day.
My favorite.
And he was on for a good hour.
And it's not like
yeah.
it's not like any of this Richard stuff's old or anything or used up at this point.
No, it's not like
so
we've heard any
boring
of
and
this
dull
before.
at this point. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like it's old
Right.
hat and we've heard it 6 times. No, not at all.
Basically, it's to talk about the show Cops, which has now come back on TV on another network and with another name, and so he wanted Richard to walk him through that and talk to him about
Really?
that. But then he decided he was going to play Officer Stern, and I couldn't clip them because they were so horrible. But this is just emblematic of what he said.
Officer Stern's pepper spray is his greatest friend. Yeah, Pepper and me go wherever we want to.
What
Really?
a gifted character actor and mimic. Hank Azaria, step aside. Howard should have your job in The Simpsons. What a gifted
By the way,
mimic.
let's not forget the fact that them waiting for Gilbert to die to start using his drops again is
Yeah.
probably one of the most scumbag things ever in the history of anything.
Autobot AI, Village People, Officer Stern.
I don't know, but somebody just got called a stupid kitty.
No.
Everybody knows King was on
I agree.
Benny's.
King was probably on Benny's.
Thank
That's how
you,
he
Chaka
met
Khan,
Sandy
so much.
Koufax.
Well, Chaka Khan has more money now. Canceled series. So
That's
That's
exactly
right.
right. That's
right.
exactly right.
Save that $10 a year.
I can't seem to leave a message on Super Chat. Yeah, I noticed that. How come? I don't know why that is. Xavier, you're monitoring the YouTube. Does a comment come up on Super Chat when she leaves
Let
one?
me go look. Wasn't paying attention. I was too busy laughing at that.
Please
TV
and thank
joke.
you. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
no,
move
I did.
on.
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, it just doesn't come up. You know what it is? It's probably some sort of default with this thing that we use, this StreamYard. It doesn't come up on the chat here, but it comes up on YouTube, so I'm sorry about that. Let's talk about putting our parents in a facility. What the hell was this about? I don't know why I have it. I'm just going to play it.
I know, I won't do that. I got my parents living, well, listen, I got some dough, so I was able to hire some people who are good people who are aides, and they help them. But holy shit. Yeah, that's what you do. You got to, if you don't have any dough, you got to put them in a facility,
See, so that's the only two choices. You either have dough and can take care of all of their needs, or you have to put them in a state-run, horrible, hellish shithole facility where some incredibly large Jamaican woman attends to cleaning their diaper during the day, and then some weirdo named Chico is diddling you in the middle of the night and stealing your fucking jewelry. So I guess those are our two choices. Either have
You're either a
millions and millions of
1%er, right,
dollars,
or you have to go, right.
or
your
you
debt-
do this.
your-
Let me just finish.
your-
Yeah.
Thank God for facilities, because I don't know what the hell you would do.
Because, these people have to maintain jobs.
Yeah.
And, they don't have a luxury of time either to try to take care of
And guess
people
what?
who've now become complete
Robin doesn't know what she's saying.
invalids in terms
And
of
guess
taking
what?
care of themselves. What?
I'm an old fuck. I can't be taking care of people. I'm supposed to be in my golden years. I'm supposed to
Wait
be.
a minute.
I'm supposed to be walking around, kind of chilling, and going, "Hey, when's someone going to take care of
Yeah,
me?"
you raised your kids. That was the
Yeah.
job, right?
No, you
Shut
didn't.
He couldn't take it. He hid in a car at Randall's Island when an autograph seeker came from. He can't take care of his kids. He hid in a basement, hid in a car.
I take
There's
care
no
of my
worse
kids.
father.
Every day, Blobbin finds a new way to make you hate her even more.
But she
It's
makes no
truly
sense though
amazing.
either. She
Sorta
doesn't
just-
make any
I-
sense.
I just
No,
zone
but
out when
just-
she. I just
just
zone
so
out when she talks,
hateable.
Dennis. I just zone out.
First of
I
all,
mean,
this Veal does nothing himself. Nothing. Literally,
he never
nothing.
has in his 30s, Dennis. When was he ever hands on with anything?
No,
Ever.
no,
He doesn't
not
drive.
in his adult,
He doesn't.
not in his adult life. Never. in his
Jeremy,
adult
not
life.
a shot in hell. Jeremy
Yeah.
asks, serious question. Do you think for a minute Beth will be taking care of Howard Daly when the time comes? Listen,
Oh, that's
She's
the
gonna
funniest
order
thing he said all
drop
year
soup.
right there.
there is not
That
a
should be like
shot.
on loop on 101.
There will be a good 3-4 people. He will be the most ornery sea monkey known to mankind. He'll be demanding. He'll have that cane that he just bangs on the floor, like in
Smithers.
Creep Show.
Simpsons.
Bedelia,
Where's
where's
my
my
cake,
cake,
Bedelia?
you bitch?
Where's
exactly.
my cake?
That is exactly who he's gonna be. Oh my God, that's
100%.
exactly who he
I
is.
mean, he's gonna be insufferable. Insufferable. He's bad now. He'll be.
He already is,
painful.
but yeah.
Painful.
He will
And
be.
Beef will just be drunk in a corner.
Yes, he'll be horrible. I
Hey,
gotta
when
find it.
he's like
Gotta
lying in
find
his
the way
bed, you think they're gonna bother to put the wig on him? Are they just gonna staple that fucking on?
No.
staple it on.
Just use one of those fucking- a glue gun? Right?
Oh my God. Oh, I'm looking for where's my cake. Hold on a second.
Bedelia!
Bedelia,
It's
where's
Father's
my
Day.
cake?
Where's my cake?
Bitch.
Maybe they'll have Dr. Jackie take care. Maybe they'll have Dr. Jackie take care of give him the blue juice. Or actually now it's pink juice.
Okay, I can't do Bedelia right now. I'll have it set up for tomorrow. I just can't do it right now. Okay, yes,
okay.
Creep Show with the Roaches. That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
the same one.
With
That's
Ted
a
Danson.
great
Yep.
movie.
Great
a
kids.
great
The
movie.
great
guy,
Ted Danson, buried in the sand, right?
Leslie
That one.
Nielsen,
The great kids.
Yes.
Adrienne Barbeau for the.
Adrian Barbeau.
She was in the crate. That's a great episode.
Right. The crate. Oh, and here's
She
the
was
cake.
so obnoxious, and she had
Bedelia.
that monkey looking thing eater.
It's Father's Day.
Tell him to call you Billy.
Adrienne Barbeau. I think David went to middle school with her. Actually.
Now the
They
million
went to
dollar.
separate.
Okay,
We
we
went
all
to
know how
private
it's
school
gonna.
after that.
Adrian Barbeau's his younger sister.
He was in
Where's
ninth
David
grade.
tonight?
She was. I don't know. That's
He's not
he
here.
makes every chat. He makes every. He's
Well,
such a great guy.
He's such a
The
delicious
question
cheddar.
is,
He's
it's
with
not
the
so
early
much
bird.
how is Howard going to be treated. What's going to happen? You think he's going to fucking lose Robin's number when she's an invalid?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Because
she will
she's
never
Robin
pick up the
already
phone either.
is.
She's fearing the fucking charge.
She won't pick up the phone. What is wrong with you people? What's not wrong with us, Sinlu? What's wrong with you?
Disturbed.
I say that to Xavier all the time. It's like, what's wrong with you? I say it to Dennis all the time. It's like,
What's
what's
right?
wrong with you?
I have no idea.
It's easier to.
Thinking about.
Wait. Shellback's Club. Beth will have an OnlyFans account.
Oh, ba-dum-bum.
Oh,
Very good. Very good. Very
you get
good.
to see full hoof.
Okay, so now you're gonna listen to this clip and you're gonna say,
Meteor shit. That's right.
what the hell
Stephen
is
King.
wrong with Richard Christie?
A lot.
Okay, here's the
what's
question.
wrong?
Here's the question.
And wanted you to become their new drummer. Said because again, we have callers who don't have, they're living in warehouses too.
It's a shame they haven't
They are.
perfected the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, one day they're going to invent a good phone. But I think he's saying if the Foo Fighters contacted you, Richard, and wanted you to become their new drummer, would you do it?
Okay, what does he say?
Yeah. Yes.
Why wouldn't he?
What else could you do with this awful show? I think Richard hates this current show.
Dennis?
What? Richard?
you listen
no,
to
he says
it?
no.
They're
He
gonna-
says no, of course. He
They're
wants
gonna
to
pay
keep
him in
doing the show.
taco ticas.
I gave him too much credit, I guess.
Here we go.
Dennis
Here we
is
go.
probably right.
Here we go.
I mean, that would be up to you, Howard. But no, I'm happy where I am.
heard
If
that's
if you made me go do it, I'd do it.
Maybe.
Dennis heard
Really?
the show.
Wow,
Yeah, I
really?
love it here, Howard. I mean,
Richard,
you know,
I'm forcing you to go be the drummer. No, listen, I love having you here. You got a job with me as long as I can maintain doing this thing.
thank you,
But,
Howard.
That's
I
the
mean,
next budget
honestly,
cut right
and
there.
this, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. This is my dream job. When I was working as an electrician and on tour, I listened to you nonstop. I used to tape your show onto a VHS tape because it would fit
Oh my
6 hours
God.
of audio,
Oh my
and I'd
God.
re-listen to your show over and over all day.
Who did that?
Retarded idiot.
What kind of retard would do that?
You know, his house must have had. His house must have had like lead fucking paint everywhere. I mean, there's no other reason. It had to be because his parents seemed kind of normal. He had to be eating lead paint as a kid. There's no way.
Don't forget, he grew up literally in the woods in a farm.
It doesn't matter. The humans aren't this stupid.
But
He's
once
stupid.
again, like someone just pointed out, he's getting paid to literally do nothing right now.
And
That's
prank calls
You have to
are fake.
learn
is
like
true.
like 50 Foo Fighters songs.
And prank calls have been fake for a very long time.
Bro.
Maintain doing this thing.
This thing.
That was a
Whatever
little
this thing
weirdly
is.
telling.
Monique,
no?
you know I did that same move with the VHS tape.
Drew Show,
Everybody-
$10, baby.
Babe, everybody
It
did.
was the only way. He's exactly right.
Speaking of bennies, says the Drew Show, I can imagine Adrian Snake Plissken and John Coppinger in a finger cuff situation during the shooting of Escape from New York with notorious masturbator Ernest Borgnine.
Dennis Mosher. Speaking of fannies, I can imagine. Adrian Snake.
All right, that was disturbing.
Oh,
That's
I'm
such a good
tearing.
movie, though. It really
I'm
was.
tearing.
Dennis Miller monologue.
Can you guys talk for a second? I need to get some water, okay?
Okay, go get some
Speaking of
water.
bennies, I can imagine Adrian Snake Plissken and John Carpenter in a finger cuff situation during a shooting Escape of New York with notorious masturbator Ernest Borgnine watching, for crying out loud.
Quick, without Googling, what year did Escape from New York supposed to happen in?
Oh, God. Oh,
Quick, don't
220?
Google.
Was it like
2020?
Google.
was
I'm not Googling.
it
2020.
like 2010 or something like
1997.
that? 1997.
You know,
That was
what
the
I hate
future.
about that movie was not shot in New York, which bothers the hell
It was
out of me.
shot
I
like in
cannot
Canada,
stand
right?
when movies aren't shot in New York.
a lot of
like
movies
Clan.
supposed to be shot in New York and they
Put
weren't.
New York in the title.
See,
and
like
don't shoot it.
1997. Someone got it right. You get an Xbox.
Autobot got it right,
Congratulations.
yeah.
I never saw the movie, so I don't know.
No, you never saw Escape from New York?
No, I didn't. I've never
Oh,
seen
it's a
it.
great,
Dennis
great
Hudson.
80s flick.
That's Escape from Tampa.
Escape
the
from-
third one. Escape from Staten Island. That was Dennis's movie.
I already did that.
Hey, Duke, #1. And like they had Donald Pleasant was the president. Adrian Barbeau was in there. It was
Oh,
like,
X, I watched Escape from New York about a year ago, and it doesn't hold up. It really is
well,
just
'cause
trash.
it's so campy
It's
and
not
like,
good.
the
I know. I
special
didn't realize how
It's so much
campy it was.
worse now.
I was told how brilliant it was, and what it doesn't. It's a
I
piece
saw,
of
I
shit.
saw that movie when I was a kid, so I was like blown away.
So I can save my 2
It-
hours.
It's scary, Dennis, like because it's got that early '80s gritty feel to it, and
Yeah.
the music,
When they
but it's a
put-
piece of shit.
They put 2 bombs the size of a pinhead into his arteries.
Look at that.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about
from New
Escape
York.
from New York. How it wasn't shot in New York. and
Well, you're
I'm
still
angry
on
about
Escape
that.
from New York? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get past it at this point.
Fun fact.
I've never seen it.
listen, The
I've never
NXS
seen it, so
video
I just-
is a remake of that. Listen
What's
like
the
these.
vamping when Robin and Fred have to vamp and he goes, well, there you go.
Do we have that clip?
Escape from
There
LA's
you go.
garbage.
Oh,
Do we have that clip?
I'd have to really
Which
look
one?
for it. Fred and
that's
Robin
a,
trying to
that's
vamp.
a deep dig.
Oh, they can't. and they can't. They literally can't.
No, they didn't know what to say to each other. They just
No.
kind of sat there like.
Wait, Hoop, are you talking about the movie The Warriors?
That's
The
happened a
Warriors
few
were
No,
in
times.
no, we're
Yeah.
talking about when Howard
Fred
had to
and
leave for
Robin.
a second.
No, Hooper said Warriors is
he
better
went to the
than
bathroom
Escape.
and literally Robin and Fred, they actually like asked to play music. Like
Yes.
they couldn't talk to each other.
They couldn't talk
Both
to
of
each
them.
other.
30 something
exactly
years
right.
on the radio, can't talk to each
X,
other.
they have the chemistry of Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant.
I am passing the ball to you, Dwight. And repeat.
Okay, so we are actually done with our clips for today
That's
because it
it?
was a horrible day.
Wow,
well,
I'm
yeah.
surprised you
Is there
got that
anything?
much
Did I
out of
miss
it.
something?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
isn't there yeah.
Lenny
I tell you
Dykstra?
what. Wasn't there something with hair? Because when I was reading the mockery thread very briefly,
clip?
and there was something about Steven Seagal.
Yes,
we got
yes.
tweeted
All right.
by I think Bring
So-
Back Jackie, and so that made me go after hair clips.
Well, I heard it live. I kind of tried to tell Monique when it was.
All right, Dennis.
because I
Right
was
before
kind
the
of
2-hour mark.
It
And I
was at
looked.
the 2 hour mark. Had some hair.
I remember.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
So-
Dennis. What happened?
So what happened was they were talking about somehow they got onto Steven Seagal and they were talking about his hair and the weird widow peak he has and that it's darker and blacker than it was 20 years ago, which is hilarious from Wigorous, whose hair is darker and blacker than it was
Yeah,
and
okay.
fuller than it was 20 years ago. And it was just so weird how they were trying to make fun of Steven Seagal and his widow peak.
Right.
And
Yeah, the
that's
tweet
literally
was
the
pretty
whole thing. I mean,
spectacular. Yeah, I know it wasn't really
Steven's
that much.
got that spray
Yeah.
on hair.
yeah, he's got. Yeah, I mean,
They
he has
use
the
a spray
widow
on
peak
hair
that
on
comes
him.
down to
He's like a stencil.
here.
Well, that was good enough for me, Dennis, because I thought people were going crazy over it on Twitter,
all I
and I
needed.
overreact. That's all I needed to go after the clips I went
Hey,
after.
you may be above the law, but you ain't above mine.
Wait, let's look at that
Exactly.
hair,
And they
'cause
were
it
talking
really
about
is
how
quite
he
delicious.
he did ride-alongs with the sheriffs and like New
But
Orleans.
what's-
Oh, the badge money?
Okay,
Oh,
the,
that's
the
yeah, real
best thing
badge
about
money's out.
He's
that dude
jealous.
is he was banging Kelly LeBrock in her prime.
Oh,
Exactly.
good one. I forgot about
That
that.
was like
Exactly.
what?
Howard once again jealous.
The fuck is going on there?
Yeah, she
She's
was
like
a
a
big
young
piece of
Lisa.
ass.
Fine as fuck.
She's like a young Lisa Vanderpump.
And then he beat the crap out of her on
Huh?
top of it, and she
Yeah, there
Oh, I
you
didn't
go.
know that.
yeah he beat the crap out of her, and she wouldn't leave him.
Okay, wait, here we go.
I love you,
This is-
Nicole.
This is delicious.
You do have it, Monique?
No, I have Steven Seagal's hair,
Oh, okay.
It's
which was
really
much easier
freaky.
for me to look up. So here we go. Don't be surprised. Everybody's going to be a little shocked. You know, he's just grown so much. Literally. There we go. Oops,
Total-
subscriber only content.
Total Lee press on hair.
That is
More
brutal.
authentic than better than
That's a
Howard's.
brutal piece right there.
I-
man.
That is
buy
a
that-
brutal Baruch right there.
I
babe.
really think he would jump in the pool and save Bianca with that hair. I really do.
That thing would cause like a slick in the pool. What do you think?
Look at that.
It'd be like the Exxon Valdez all over again.
Exactly. They'd be having to
Oh.
clean ducks. They'd be
It's
ducks with
blocked.
Dawn. I mean, it'd be bad.
It would be exactly. It'd be like seagulls covered in oil for weeks. People would be like, "We thought there was crows."
And Beth would rescue him.
Young Lisa Vanderpump on your dead arm. Okay, so I guess since we were not really talking about hair, it is time to.
about
Should
hair?
we look at the calendar just really quick? Because
Sure, why not? I mean,
should
what,
we?
2 days left.
We have
2
2
days
days
left.
6
left
hours
in
of show.
June.
10 weeks.
Oh
Dennis,
my god!
no guests? No
Bon
guests,
Jovi, I
right?
just realized that we need it. Do we need a July one? No, we don't. I guess.
What are you going to
We
show in
don't
July? That he's not there?
I guess we don't need
In
July
August?
and August. So
He's not
we're-
there.
The
This is
calendar.
our second to last.
Barely.
Let's go to the calendar. June.
Nothing makes me laugh harder than Johnny Depp in a Depeche Mode hat with a very slow motion gagia going on in the background. That's really just
I'm
delicious.
taking a ride with my best friend.
So here we are. So this is 2021. So if we're going by this as our indicator, this is the time. 27th would be today, and that is it. And then he is done. So prepare for Wednesday to be one of those days where he starts talking about all the amazing programming that they have
amazing
lined up
stuff.
for
Programming.
us. And yes, all the shit that will be going on that none of us actually really care about, because I don't think any of us listen to the show during the summer
No,
months.
my radio will not be going back to 100 till middle September. I
Yeah.
will not even bother.
Well, I saw that there was like that special, like this platinum deal or something, which I don't have. I actually pay
I
for
have
this
platinum.
stupid thing.
I got it.
But it's
I get as much
$5
as
a
I
month.
can.
It's like $60.
Fuck
Yeah.
So
that.
I'm thinking of canceling my entire Sirius subscription and then just fireworks outside, and then just redoing
Really?
it.
I was, yeah, she's fine. I was talking to Haji. I was, then
My Haji?
No, I was talking to their Haji.
Oh.
And their Haji, it's like they're throwing at me. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I barely listen to anything. So. Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
so
fine.
I should just do the negotiation tactic.
Do negotiations. Going,
Miss
yeah,
Monique, Howard is hitting it out of the ballpark. You didn't hit the
Hold on, I'm putting my fan on.
112%.
I love when Xavier does Middle Eastern gentleman.
Cleaning out the computer.
Monique,
All right.
our friend
Yes.
Jason, who gave us a great compliment that he canceled because of us. Jason
Yay.
Kovacevic. Yes. Right. So thanks for the shout out, guys. Don't worry. I will not be renewing my subscription anytime soon, and I don't miss it. Funny thing is, when I called to cancel, they made absolutely zero attempts to keep me. And I've
Yeah,
been
they
a
know
customer
better.
for 21 years.
And you're so cute. Thank you for actually pronouncing his last name. You could have just gone with Jason K. We would have all been really good with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We would have been fine. This will be the summer that Beefus snaps. No way she stays locked up in McChimney Manor for another summer. Well, that's true.
Yeah,
They're not, but they're not
already-
locked up. Don't
They're
believe
not
the
locked up.
bullshit.
You're right. They're not.
Don't believe
They've
the
been out for a
bullshit.
while
I
now.
know.
They're
Yeah.
out and about. They've been out and about for like 2 years.
She's
That's
just an
exactly
idiot.
right.
Can't help but post about it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Fun
Okay, so
support.
what do we have tonight,
Well,
Sir
let's,
Jonathan?
let's go to segue to the hair. So, thank you to JC on Twitter, and I believe Bring Back Jackie, and they alerted me to the wrap up show. So I listened to 3 full wrap up shows to find this clip because I couldn't identify what day it was. So I went to Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, of course, it's the last. So they listened. So this guy listened to the Thursday wrap up show, which is not associated to a show, and they had some heavy metal host on, some psycho Pollyanna heavy metal host, and they talked about dyeing hair. And I believe they're trolling Howard the whole time when they're doing this. And Rasan, you got the tweet, Monique. Rasan at the end goes, "What kind of 60-year-old has jet black hair? We know they dye it." So
What tweet?
it's he tweeted us about this clip. Both of us.
Oh,
JC
okay. So
And he
is it
said it was
wrap
on
up
the
show
wrap-up show.
1? Wrap up
Yes.
show?
No.
one?
Well, let me see. What did I label it? Because
1, 2, 3. Gary
Okay.
won't say Scott the
Okay.
engineer.
Okay. This is
Rashawn
so
and Gary
thank-
troll
yeah.
Howard's hair.
I stumbled
would
onto
be that one.
a discovery on my own, which is not from them. So as listening to this, I find out now, Gary will not bring up Scott the engineer's name in this ridiculous conversation about how good the audio is for the. Listen to him duck. You talk about red flag list. You know, Marcy's just going. You after his outburst at the Lure Fish Bar and the Christmas party. You do not bring up Scott the engineer on any level. I don't want to hear Scott Salem. I don't want to hear Robbins. I don't want to hear about the charity. So this is Gary dancing around saying Scott the engineer's proper name on the wrap-up show.
All right, here we go.
It's so bizarre.
They're so unique. I mean, the quality is over the years is just skyrocketed.
Well, we have a team now, and we have a team that's an amazing team. We used to have a guy, and we used to have a guy who it wasn't even his main job to do it. He had 17 other jobs, and this was a job we asked him to do on the side. And I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Probably the worst thing ever. We would have a band on, right? And we would ask our guy to mix it without rehearsal at all. So literally hearing the song for the first time, mixing it live. And I dare even the best of people to pull that off. But now, I mean, our guys now are the accolades that we get, you know, whether it's the fiddle player from the High Women or the Harry Styles. I was just watching the Harry Styles appearance last night, and the sound on it is just so amazing. And it took us a long time to get there. Howard's very happy with it. I will tell you that.
Wow. He's shitting on Scott
he's
without saying his name in several ways. It's crazy. I think you should play that again if you want.
The sound. All right. First of all, the
We had a
sound
guy.
on their show is shit. It's still shit. It doesn't sound any different than when Scott was doing
It's
it.
actually almost decent in the garage in California because it's set up for that.
Yeah, but I mean, but when they're in New York or when they're on Zoom, it sounds like shit.
And
David,
I will
yes.
tell you, I think that he wasn't really bashing Scott. I think
Yes,
he was saying
You're
was too.
his sound sucked, and we had this guy who was inept.
no. I think he
and
was
now-
saying that it's really hard for even the best person to mix
but he
a
still shit on
song when
him.
you don't even know the song, and have it come out good as opposed to. Let's listen to it again. Let's
He
hear what
was
we
shitting
say.
on
Let's hear
him.
what we get out of it. Let's hear what we get out of it.
They're so unique. I mean, the quality is over the years is just skyrocketed.
Well, we have a team now, and we have a team that's an amazing team. We used to have a guy.
So we have a team now, which, because of course, why wouldn't we
70
have? If we can't just have one, let's have 40 people taking care of the musical aspect of our show, right?
Or on once a
And we
month.
used to have a guy who it wasn't even his main job to do it. He had 17 other jobs, and this was a job we asked him to do on the side. And I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Probably the worst thing ever. We would have a band on, right? And we would ask our guy to mix it without rehearsal at all. So literally hearing the song for the first time, mixing it live. And I dare even the best of people to pull that off. But now, I mean, our guys now are the accolades that we get. You know,
Oh, fucking cares. I am so not a Bubba Boob apologist. I am not.
Dorian
I'm just
Morgan,
hearing.
it's crazy.
That's what I thought I heard. I'm sorry.
It's crazy, David. Scott's been on the show since Dennis. 85 was the first
85
year?
when they went.
He was in Private Parts, for Christ. He's in Private
They
Parts.
went to K-Rock.
He went to K-Rock. He is an absolute.
The balls of calling him this guy is crazy.
Crazy.
And yes, that clearly states that he's not allowed to say the name. That's
30
without
years.
question.
Gary's obsessed with showing off the team.
30 plus years with the show.
Who else
And-
wouldn't say, when Scott was here, the way it worked was blah, 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 Who
And he's
wouldn't say
saying it
that
to
after
two-
being
like,
with
we're
him the
s-
same amount of time that Gary's been there, really? I mean, just ridiculous. David says Gary is obsessed with showing off the team, like the team that looked into whether Mark Harris was dead or not. A team that looked up Mark Harris's IMDb. So true. I remember that. Okay, so what's this clip number 2? Rashawn and Gary troll Howard's hair. Is that the one you wanted to listen to, or Gary goes mute on wrap-up show?
Number 2 is Rasan and Gary troll Howard's. So I mean that's such a vital one. Let's go to that first because it's such. This is kind of inside baseball, but we all know the Howard Selena muck up, right? Howard almost got canceled because of Selena, and he was horrible to her when she died. What?
Look who's with us.
Don't give Gary any friggin' slack. No bullshit.
Oh no!
He's
It's
a tool.
It's
He's
insane.
a tool.
I
Call
think
Scott live right now and play him.
No, I
that
know,
clip
Melvin. I'm
for a
thinking. I almost
reaction.
sent it to him today, Melvin. I had a migraine and I took a nap.
Hey Scott, how's it going?
It's crazy. I can't wait for him.
Hi, Scott.
Monique's always.
I'm bowling right now.
Yeah, I don't. No, that won't
when
be
he texted him about his dead wife, and then the second text is about how he's not. They can't bring his name up on the show.
Wait,
the guy was
Scott, how's it going? Hey, I know. Did Gary give money for your wife's cancer treatments? And by the way, hey, you have this clip.
Oh, you're so cute, Bon Jovial. Like, how long have I been doing this show? I mean, seriously, do you really think in any way, shape, or form that I would do that?
How does she keep all these relationships, Bon, if she's going to bring out the dead carcass of Robin Salem?
Don't mention the dead wife.
It was $30, Zach, just so you know.
That clip, needs to get a lot of mileage. I think it's crazy.
You better wear that hat proudly, you fuckface. $50.
We better see
No, it was
pictures.
$30. It was
I better see
$30.
pictures.
And I sent him a bunch of candy too. All right,
With
so let's go to this.
kangaroos. I want
Let's
to see
go to
pictures with that hat with kangaroos.
I want to see it on kangaroos. I
On
want
a
to see a box
kangaroo.
of kangaroo
A
with
wild
that hat on.
kangaroo.
That's what
Not
I
no
want.
zoo kangaroo. I want to see a wild kangaroo.
One of those muscular ones. Yeah,
Muscular.
okay.
Musculature.
Here we go.
Musculature.
And a
Common,
koala. I wanna
right?
see it on
Which is
Koala.
both of us have gone gray,
Okay, Monique, can
and
you
both of
pause
us
for 1
has
second?
opted not to dye our hair.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So I just think we always think we give him too much credit for trolling. I really feel like they're trolling Howard with this. That this all they do, and he brings up Joey Ramone. Now it's very muffled in the background, but Gary brings up Joey Ramone during this comparison of ridiculous heads of hair that are black. And it's not a random thing. I feel like they're trolling him because it's a Thursday show and they know he's not listening.
Okay, just so everybody knows, Scott's not available. He's too busy fumigating his house after his last visitor. Okay, moving on.
So at what point did you go gray, and at what point did you say, fuck it, I'm just going with
The
it?
last time I saw Jose, he was jet black.
Yeah,
Okay?
I know.
I thought he.
Who's Jose and why are they yelling?
He's
I
a
know Jose
he's a
No way.
host on one of the heavy metal channels. So he's sitting in on the wrap-up show to give them a guest on a Thursday.
Okay.
He had
And he's
that
like a Howard
Walt
sucker.
Clyde Frazier thing going on, just for men.
Yeah, dude.
Joey
that
Ramone.
was
It was that color black.
Yeah.
Joey Ramone black.
Yeah, dude, man, white hair when I was 29 years young.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of told by people
That's not me
in my
skipping
life,
around,
oh,
that's
you,
Johnny.
you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to
Yeah, I'm
be
skipping
young and
around.
relevant and all in the rock world. And I was like, all right. So I'm 45 now.
Yeah.
And I was 44 at that time. And I just wanted to fucking be natural. And
I gotta ask you about the because I didn't know you dyed your hair all that time. And a lot
All right, so big alert here. His mug arrived, Bon Jovial's, and it did not look the way that the picture made it look. So tweaking it is going to need to be done before any product is available. I demand that you show us a picture of it whilst you're talking here, because I can't believe that you're not on the air with us, but yet you'll pontificate about your Depeche Mode / Dabbler mug. So we need to see what you're talking about.
Sometimes people have said to me, you should dye your hair for years. And my big thing is, well, I don't want to have to go back and do it all the time. What was the maintenance on that? Were you dyeing your hair once a week?
Every 2 weeks, Gary. Every 2 weeks, man. I would get a haircut. And then after I got the haircut, I would do the whole fucking process, dude. It was such a pain in the ass, man. I hated it. Sleeping on.
He has such that California dude kind of voice, man.
Yes.
Hotel room beds, and the fucking thing would be black, you know, sometimes because of the white fucking. It's so embarrassing to talk about this. I don't care. I don't.
You know what? It's like I started going gray probably like 10 years ago, but it was a very slow process, you know. And then all of a sudden, like you don't look for a second, and you realize you're much more silver than black. 3 or 4 years ago, I was in the barber's chair, and I looked on the floor, and nothing on the floor was black. It was all like that. I was like, okay, I've made that transition.
We could be losing
That's true.
How do you think you would handle that? There's some people here, I'm not going to name any names, you know, their hair is not as strong as it used to be, and they're struggling with shaving it. If you started losing it, would you try and hold on to it? Would you be like one of those,
Case in Joplin.
like, you know,
Wow,
let
that's
the
a good
side grow
question.
out thing?
By the way, Monique,
There's a couple.
Yes, this is way too long, and it's not
Rasan
really.
This is wood.
Let's listen. Just listen. Rasan is the host of this. He's the host. He does the intros. So it's not Gary. It's not. It's Rasan is the host of this.
Mm-hmm. Where's what's his name? The automatron.
He's not in. He's not on the third. Apparently, he's not on the Thursday.
Diabetes?
Really?
Yeah. I guess I don't know if he's not here, and I guess I'm assuming he's
Some
not
Thursdays
on
and Fridays off, I
Thursday
guess.
yeah.
He paints his hair
He
on.
sprays it on.
Yeah.
A couple of bands, you know, I would say bands that were big when I was a kid who are still together, right? And they come up, not for the show, but I'll see them in the fishbowl, and I'll be like, I never really understood that there's more than one shade of black, but these guys only know one shade of black, and it's so off the charts that it's embarrassing. Like if you just like, maybe if you threw a couple of grays in, or just like it is, they do their hair, and then they do the mustache and the goatee.
Yeah.
And then they look like a fucking crazy thing.
Listen up.
Okay. Okay. Just listen.
So Beanie Mac, you know what Jan Hines doing? He's driving around with his van near high school.
Free candy.
Allegedly.
He's giving out candy. Okay, wrap up show 3. Gary goes.
No, you didn't finish it.
Oh, it wasn't
it's
finished?
Hold on.
No.
Common.
Hold
They
on.
do their hair, and then they do the mustache and the goatee.
Yeah.
And then they
Hey,
look like a
just-
fucking crazy thing.
If you're 60 and your hair is all black, you're not fooling us.
Exactly.
Okay, we know what's happening. I want to take a couple calls. So
You are
there's
so
people-
cute. We literally could have skipped to 2 minutes and 40
No,
seconds.
they're talking
At the
about
2
Howard
minute
the
and
whole
40
time.
second
He
mark.
brings up Joey Ramone. They're completely talking about.
They're
and
talking
he's
about like
shades
those
of gray.
stupid loser
Yeah,
rock stars that come in on the fishbowl.
Which is all completely
with
what
40
Howard is.
shades of
Everything
black.
he talked about was Howard, and then he gets to the end and he goes. I mean, that's what I absolutely think they're trolling him during that.
Maybe. What do you guys
Maybe.
think?
Absolutely.
At that point, yes. At the 2 minute and 40 mark, we have trolling for Howard.
And you don't hear Gary talk about his hair. I like even Gary's personal. I mean, these.
Hey,
used
Shellback. Shellback is with you, just so you know. Everybody, Shellback is with John on this
All right,
I
Shellback.
should have to defend anything.
Right on. Can we get
All
that
right.
notarized?
Number 3, or do you
the
want to go to
Selena
Dr.
thing's kind
Bauman?
of weird.
Well, we
the
want to stay
Selena
with the
thing is
hair
just-
because I
he
got
brings
Dr.
up
Bauman.
Selena.
I don't want to jump
This-
all over the place.
This guy, it's like a
Wait,
20-second
time out. Should we do Dr. Bauman first, since we're staying with the hair?
It's one of my favorite clips of all time.
That is a
If
pretty
anybody
good
Since we're
clip.
with the hair, why don't we stay with
His
that?
hair.
all right, forget it.
Okay, and then we'll go back to this. 'cause
Don't worry
the-
about it,
Does
Selena.
the Selena thing have anything to do with the hair?
No,
Okay, so let's just finish the hair, and then we'll go to
he's
Selena.
so condescending.
Howard named partner by Sirius. Oh, we're gonna go back to that again. Jesus.
It's
Fuck.
useless.
Really?
Except the hair on your head.
Except the hair on your head. You got to keep that. That's like key.
No doubt about that, Howard. Well, now, what about that hair on your head?
What about it?
Well, I mean,
Is that Dr. Bauman?
Yes.
He
I'll
didn't
pause
sound
it for a
like
minute.
gay when we were on with
We
him.
had him on our show. We did a hair show with Chauncey.
Yes.
And this is our motivation to have him on the show. He
Yes.
called in to do a segment on, God, what is it? Facial hair transplants. So dudes who can't grow facial hair have facial hair transplants. And then Bauman's online, and he's kind of one of us. And he's on these message boards, and he sees all the talk about Howard's hair, and he just hits him with this little pass. And he's so avuncular when he talks, so he doesn't sound aggressive when he does it.
I actually stayed friends with him for a while after we did our show. I don't even think that that's on our site. Bon Jovial.
No, the hair show's great. Absolutely, that is a must
Is
listen.
the hair show on?
That's one
No,
of
I
my.
don't think it
it's-
is.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay,
That's one
we're
of,
going
but,
to have to go back
you
and
know,
listen to that. Okay,
Johnny
here we go.
Bye Bye's got it.
All right, has
Here,
that
Tiger
disappeared?
Lily.
Someone do a wellness check on him. Okay, here we go.
It's been amazingly thick and full. What's your secret?
My grandfather.
What year was this, John?
2014. So we're still at PayPal Shed, and we're making the exodus to here. But we contacted him at PayPal Shed, and
Yes,
he
this was a
legit.
PayPal shed. Yes.
My grandpa Sal had full like black hair. He used to slick it back till he was, and I looked just like him. And he had full jet black hair till he was in his 80s, and then when he got like 90 something, it turned gray. So, and he had big thick head of hair, and I think I got lucky. That's my mom's
Yeah, I mean,
dad.
look how dark it is. It's amazing. But your dad had some hair loss, though, right?
My dad's bald. I always just figured I'd be bald. But it has nothing to do with the dad. Suppose someone told me it's your mother's father.
Well, it can come from both sides of the family, you know? I mean, it's not just the mom.
your dad is in there too.
I don't know, but I thank God for my head of hair. It's just so great because I got such a fucked up face. It's great.
Yeah, but, it frames it, right? You always kind of wear it down, framing the face,
What am I going to do, put it up in a bun?
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean? I know how I wear my hair.
Your hair is, a cause for a lot of debate here, Howard.
Where?
Well, there's some questions about, gosh, it's so thick and full. Like, how does he keep it that way?
Well, what's the debate?
Well, the debate is if it's real or not,
Oh, yeah. People write me all the time and said, you must wear a wig. Oh, please.
That's us.
But,
and you can understand that, right? Because you have like a private hairstylist that travels with you, right?
I mean, when we do America's Got Talent, it's not private. She works for a lot of people.
We see her all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do in show business. They have a hair and makeup person that dolls you up. We all have it. The only person on America's Got Talent doesn't have he's got a makeup person, but he doesn't have his hair, is Howie Mandel.
He doesn't have any hair to worry about except that little patch under his, under his lip there, right?
He's being annoyed now.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Baum, let me get back on topic.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, let me just understand. All right. So, let me just understand something. I've seen guys with hair transplants, and they always look like they have, like, plugs, and then they,
That's it.
then they've got, like if they let it...
He's completely flustered.
As
He can't even
Spencer
get the question
Coburn,
out.
Spencer Coburn, and after he talked to Chauncey about this, he's on his heels. This is Howard on his fucking pre-distressed heels.
Yes.
He cannot. God,
flustered.
The great thing was the comedians in Cars with Coffee would literally, she was
fluffing.
tailing him, whatever. What?
Fluffing him.
Fluffing
like
him,
this.
tailing him during the filming. Jerry even went, "What's this?"
Yeah,
I mean,
you
literally,
gotta
he
be
actually
fucking kidding me.
stopped and went, "What's this?"
But then the bullshit that Tony Coburn is accessible to everybody else but him, as he says
she's
in the
on
clip.
his
He
payroll.
sounds. I don't know.
No,
if
I do
I've ever-
believe I do believe that Tony Coburn actually does have other clients other than Howard.
Not
However,
during
Howard
AGT.
takes precedent of everybody else. She traveled with him. She did that whole thing, but she does have. I've
She's
followed her
24 hours.
Instagram. She does have other people. That
But comedians in Cars, she was like almost in the back seat.
Well, they met at her apartment, Dennis. They didn't. It was this, and Seinfeld's like, "Why are we meeting at your hair
Fluffing.
person?"
Yeah, that was it's
He
a shame,
became a
though.
RadioGunk hero for life for
Yes.
that little phone
Yes, he
call.
did.
And you
Yes.
know he was on. He's like these people are, and I don't know what made him do that. It wasn't like we put him up to it. It's just him going rogue. We didn't even know him, and it turned into this. And then we had him on the show. And he's a very nice guy, and he obviously hates what the show is now.
Yes, Chaka Khan, of course, William Shatner. Jesus fuck. I mean, he literally has a tribble on his head. I mean, that's what he does. I mean,
that tribble has been on his head since the '60s.
exactly.
For
So
how
he owns
long?
that tribble. He owns the tribble. He
He
really
owns many
does.
tribbles, actually. I
Yes,
love the one
he's-
though when he did
Actually,
TJ
he
Hooker. That was the best
He looks
tribble.
great for 90.
He does.
He
He
does.
does.
He really does. He's
He
actually
looks
he's
better than-
lucid
Shocking
and
how good
witty,
he
and
looks.
I saw him on Bill Maher's video podcast, and it's like there's not he doesn't slip. There's no. It's like he's
No, he
65.
still has all of his faculties.
He's so much more tolerable than too gay. I mean,
Yeah,
really,
no kidding.
seriously.
Oh, I can't stand George. I really
George
I
has
despise him.
become intolerable.
I
at
know.
this
I'm
point.
Team Shatner now. All of a sudden, right? In the last 2 years.
He made a weird full circle of career where he was just intolerable, and now it's like, wow, he looks great for his age, and he's still holding up really well. So it's like, except for
and he has all his faculties. Good for him. Listen, I mean, he did allegedly kill his
gotta
wife,
respect
but
the
hey,
guy
good
that-
for him.
She is at the bottom of the pool.
Exactly. He'd rather let his wife drown than get his toupee wet.
That's
Absolutely.
Well, hey, that's
She must have been a pain in the ass.
Dennis and Xavier, did you not hear that clip before? Is it the first time you're hearing this?
It's the first time I've heard it.
Oh wow!
I
How about
heard
you,
it.
Dennis?
I remember listening to it.
The
I
Bauman
Listen
one?
to it live. That's
Yeah,
that's
I
incredible.
Yeah, we
clip,
love
right,
that.
X?
We contacted him immediately after that. Okay, so okay. Here's what I have left. I have Howard named partner by Sirius. I know this is going to be a whole controversy. Gary with Selena,
know
and
how
then I
it
have
could
an
be
MP4 clip about angry partner. So
Yeah. So this is so when Howard signs with I got to make a whole
wait, time
saga
out.
of-
Let's do Selena because since we have two partner clips,
not
we'll
a
do
big-
those back to back. So let me do Selena just so we get that out of the way.
Selena.
It's not
I
a
don't
big
know.
deal. It's just that don't play it because Howard had the big controversy with Selena when he almost got canceled, and so this guy Jose brings Selena up as his favorite non-heavy metal band, and
Yes.
Gary just goes silent because you can't bring Selena up because it would bring attention to Howard's. Don't even. I don't trust you.
That's actually kind of
Xavier
funny.
loves
That's actually
Selena.
kind of
Xavier-
interesting.
That's actually funny. That's actually really
Okay.
funny.
Hang on, here we go.
Family thought it would be a phase or something, but I never left it. I always was just metal,
You were born into it.
Yes, sir.
What's a band or an artist that is not metal that people would be shocked to know that you're a huge fan of?
Barbara Streisand.
No, I got it. It's easy. Selena Quintanilla, the Mexican singer from.
Love Selena.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Bidi
Selena.
bidi bum bum.
Yeah, Como La Flor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many awesome
Go ahead,
songs,
Gary, follow it
but
up.
being Mexican American, Selena is just something that warms my heart. I've been listening to her a lot, and I think that would be something that surprises people. But yeah, probably. I love Mexican music, mariachi music, norteño music, Los Tigres del Norte, and all that good shit. So
I was waiting
love
for you to
Spanish
say,
alternative.
I was waiting for you to say the Carpenters, like Chris
Oh, right,
Russo.
idiot.
I think-
That's what he's going to come out with.
Wow.
Mexican American,
No,
he's going to come
man.
out with the
I'm
Carpenters.
heavy, dude. I'm a rock guy. I love the Doors and Zeppelin and AC/DC, but my life
enough.
starts with Black Sabbath and up.
Good for him. Good for him. That was something that
Wow.
Gary
Nice
totally
follow-up, Gary.
unexpected.
Gary just.
You cannot bring Selena is a real rough spot for them, and
Oh
him
my
trying
God,
to
is
be
it
like him
ever.
trying to clean up his image. It's like the worst name you can bring up. And we all know the
Absolutely.
Selena saga, right, guys, from the
Mm-hmm.
mid
We
'90s.
do.
We
Oh,
do.
Yeah.
We are well aware of the Selena saga. Maybe we'll do a show on that one day. That would be really interesting. That was
we've
really
touched
quite
on
the
it once or
saga.
twice.
What, babe?
We've touched on it once or twice.
Once or twice, but I don't think we've ever shined a light on it.
We have 10 weeks.
We flickered a candle, but we didn't shine a light. Yeah, I know, but all this shit takes time. You got to get
No,
clips
we got to
together.
do Ben and
It's like-
Ray. We got to do Ben and Ray first.
Yeah, no.
Well,
That's definitely.
Ben's going to be very close.
We got to do
gotta
that
start
first, right? Because
cracking.
you don't know when he's going to pass away. So we should
It's
do
not that
the Meet
far.
the Stern saga and fuse that together. It's pretty easy lifting, I think.
Okay, so clip or MP4?
Go in chronological order. So this
DeBella.
is 2004.
Yeah.
This is Howard's announcement at Sirius. He's been holding it. He's been dancing.
I don't know.
around, so
I'm sorry. I don't know which one is which though in terms of timing.
the MP3 is
First.
the first one. That's 2004. This is Howard's announcement at Sirius.
Okay.
Chauncey, who I love, again, he's such an underrated. Oh God, he's such a great troll back then. He's such an imp. He broke balls, and he was so ahead of us with his seeing through shit. So he's asking him about how are you going to pay the staff, who's coming with you to Sirius, and then they drops the partner bomb.
Okay, here we go.
Howard, my last question. Yes. There's a lot of concern in the hallway. I noticed it the second you made your announcement. Why are you? That's the third question. Get out of here. How many people can you take from your staff, and who's going to pay their salaries? And are they going to take a cut in pay? Are you going to take a cut in pay?
You know something?
Yeah, that's why he left, to take a cut and pay. I mean, really, think about
There's
that.
not as much money. Gary, he's building something. He's building something. Sometimes you have to
Trusty,
take a cut and pay when you're building something.
I read between the lines. I'm not fighting with you. I read between the lines. Howard is not working for Sirius. Howard is partnering with, becoming almost like a partner with Sirius.
Almost
Not
like
almost.
He is a partner.
Yeah, he's part of, for once in his life, he's part of the whole operation.
So you own a part of Sirius Radio now.
I'm not answering financial questions by you. I will talk to some members of the press, legitimate press, not that rag you run.
This is for ABC News on Demand, by the way.
ABC News on Demand. You didn't say
Who's
that.
demanding news from ABC?
In that case, let me roll out the whole deal for you.
You know what? They rolled him a fucking line of
Stop.
shit. You'll be like a
Stop.
partner. You'll be
Stop.
like a partner.
Stop. He is a. I can't even play clips where he says it now. You're not gonna stop.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys.
Okay, a silent partner.
He's
Okay?
a partner. It's not so silent. He is a shot caller. He is an executive. He gets
Silent
to say that. He gets to
partner.
say. No, I don't want to. He gets to say that Barstool Sports doesn't get to go there. He makes decisions.
A
That's
silent
not
partner
that's
is
not
also
an employee.
known as a dormant partner, an investor who becomes a member of a partnership by virtue of capital contribution, but plays an inactive role in the daily operation
again.
and
Play it
management
again.
of the business. That is
Play it again.
exactly the. I know I just deleted it because I have to delete them.
Oh,
as I go
you're
through
such a brat. You're such a fucking brat.
All
I
right.
heard
Oh
it.
my God.
So,
We
all right.
heard
Dennis,
it.
Dennis, did you just hear it?
Yeah,
Please?
yeah, yeah.
What am I
all
gonna
right.
do?
Maybe he's. You remember, it's a 79 IQ. Maybe it's not such a silent partner. It is a person that is a shot caller because they gave away everything to him. He has so
Yep.
many shares.
No human
in
resources.
Dormant
Dennis.
shares. He has so many dormant
Do
shares.
you
that
not
he's dropping
see the
It's
meeting,
not
though?
about It's not about Wall Street, you Nasdaq.
You
I don't
will
care
have
about
complete
shareholders.
autonomous control of your show and everything about it. Here is $100 million for you to fucking play
Oh,
with
God.
every single year.
They gave him.
and you
they
are
gave him-
autonomous.
They gave him stock. They gave him stock and they gave him options. He has tons of options. Tons.
And
They
no
find a
human
way to store it
resources.
to him.
They're
That's the
accessing
problem.
Barstool Sports for this asshole.
Not a partner.
That's how people got
Oh
fired.
my God. Okay, play
That's
the
how
one
all
from
those
10 years
people got
later.
fired.
Play it
Jenny
after he
McCartney,
loses his lawsuit.
Fired. Opie and Nancy fired. Gee, what do they all have in
Oh,
common?
exactly right.
Not
Yeah.
a partner.
They weren't on Howard's good side. They got
I know,
fired.
Xavier. What side of the equation are you on with this? And I know I'm
They
going to
got
hate you.
fired.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the far side. What was that?
See, he's in the far side. Good for you.
What is your take on this?
I don't have a take. I'm staying out of it.
What?
Ah.
Xavier, Switz
What is
Xavier.
wrong with you?
Because
What?
we've
That's
gone
okay.
over this at
That's
nauseam
okay.
at
It's
this
just such
point.
a-
I
it's
think
such a-
everybody
it's
Exactly.
has
I'm tired of
established
talking
how
about
they
it.
feel
This
about
is
it.
true.
Nothing's going to change. And we've only just begun.
Do you think Howard can fire people? I think Howard can
Yes, he had
suggest.
Absolutely.
100% he
He
has.
on his
Yes.
channels, absolutely, but he can
No,
suggest.
No, other channels.
Ask
that
Opie
he-
about being fired.
Opie, Barstool Sports, Jenny McCarthy, Jason
Yeah,
Ellis,
ask those
Jason,
people.
they all talked about it.
What's his name?
Covina
The
and
guy
Rich.
from Australia.
To be fair, you don't have to be a partner if you're talent like him to get people fired.
He's not
Seen it
talent,
happen
though. He has leverage.
Exactly. If
million
you're the
times, so it
biggest swinging dick in the
I've
fucking
seen-
company,
He's
you're
not.
still going to have a say.
Fire.
He is to
He
them.
signed a deal with the
Keep on-
devil. There's
on
nothing
set.
swinging dick about this show. He has no followers. He has
Because-
no listeners.
Irrelevant.
He has no accountability. There's nothing swinging dick.
Irrelevant.
There's nothing about it. He signed
They
a deal
think he
with
is.
the devil.
That's
Now,
what matters.
You think he is. I think
I
you
don't think he
is.
is.
You're not going to change your opinion. You're not going to change your opinion. We
That's why I
are
would move on.
33 minutes past the
we're-
hour.
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
continue.
we're on our last clip.
Okay,
We're just,
it's a cute little.
I love
discussion.
having this
It's-
conversation
it's-
with you because
I
I
actually-
know
at
how
this point, I
upset
don't.
it makes you. So I enjoy.
I-
I enjoy having this conversation.
Autobot
with you.
AI. Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Oh, I
wish
hate
we'd fire
Madison. She never shuts
Madison.
the fuck
That, that sea monkey. Also,
Absolutely.
she's untalented,
She's the worst.
but she's banging one of the executives. at
Melvin
Sirius. That's the
show
only
us
reason
the
he has a job.
contract. He's no. He's
Literally.
do whatever
I
he
just
wants.
really think that he is a titular figurehead and not somebody who has true ownership. Because you know what? If he did, he would talk much more about it. He
It
would.
is- I mean,
He
to
would have
make it-
more
I mean,
vested interest. What?
If you really, it's kind of like we always talk about Tom Cruise, and like I tell you my story when
Who's?
Tom Cruise, you know, like
Tom
when
Cruise?
I was working in New York, and they were doing War of the Worlds, and I had to go to pick up some shit, some lights from a warehouse, and there was some dude there from working on the set with Tom Cruise. He's like, yeah, man, we can't make eye contact with him because we'll get fired.
Well,
So
his production
so Howard
company is
Stern is
over
kind
the
of in the
title.
same vein. Is like he probably is in a he's not. His name's not on a contract somewhere, but all he has to say is like, well, I'm not going to come in tomorrow until you fire that person. And
Yeah, well, those
they'll
A-list
shit can
actors
someone
have
on
their
the
production company.
They will
over
shit
they're all
can
the
someone
boss.
on the spot.
Yes. Without being in control, though. Like a big star can do that. He has that weight
Howard's
there.
pretty much in the same vein.
They still think that he's that guy. They would
They
never
know he's not
sign
that.
with
It's,
him
the
again.
metrics are all there. They know he's not that guy.
Then why did they
the
sign with
Twitter
him again?
followers? They know exactly what the listeners are.
why did they
know
sign him?
exactly what he's
Leverage.
not doing.
Then why did they sign him again? They were
Because he
just
signed
really
a
scared.
deal with the devil in 04 where they had to keep re-signing him. It was throw everything at
have
him
to
at that
keep
time.
assigning
Yes,
him.
they
No.
do. It's Melvin showed you the contract. You chose not to read it. That's fine.
No, your arms right though, because remember, Buckwill never signs anything without an
Deal
out
with
to
the
it.
devil.
He always has
What's
that.
the exact
George,
wording
you
that we're
were so
talking about that
steel.
says that they have to re-sign him? What?
Right of refusal.
Ad infinitum
over-
that until he drops
yeah,
dead?
Yeah. Yes. Play it. This is 10 years later.
Okay, here we go. Hang on. Let me just make sure the volume isn't too high. Give me a second.
There's no upside to having him. Zero. There's nothing that's good.
Internet, and I heard that you lost your appeal. I want
I
to know
did.
what's the next move.
Oh,
By the way, my shithead Twitter followers couldn't wait to rub it in that I lost my appeal against Sirius Satellite Radio. I'm at the end of the road. I have no more appeals. That's it. I
what
lost.
was the ruling? Do
I
they
didn't
say
read
anything?
it. I didn't read it. I'm sick over it. I'm just sick over it. First of all, you want to know about the lawsuit? Let me tell you about that.
Suing for money you didn't deserve.
I filed an appeal, and believe me, if you think it's cheap to file an appeal, it isn't. That's how
It
serious
is.
I am
We're
about
really
it. And
concerned about
of course,
the money spent.
I tell you, 100%, I deserved a bonus based. The reason I joined up here was I was made a partner, and part of it was based on how many subscribers they had, not how many I brought in, but how many they had. And then when they merged, it seemed pretty obvious to me that they owed me a bunch of dough. Well, the two different times I went to court and I got thrown right out on my. You can't do any worse.
They don't even
They say
consider
that
an argument.
the language was ambiguous or the language wasn't clear. the language, and I personally think that the judges couldn't comprehend me making all that money based on what they make. It's the only fucking thing I can figure out because.
Oh, not because the law was correct, but because you
exactly.
think that because the judges make $200,000 and you're asking for $200 million, that they're
Yeah.
jealous
Because that's what
of
judges
your
do.
money?
They're jealous of that. That's what
Rupert
judges
Pumpkin.
do.
The judge's name was Judge Kapnick, and I remember we were either
Kaepernick.
tweeting her or
Kaepernick?
emailing
Kaepernick.
her over and
Kaepernick.
over again, congratulating her and praising her. It was insane. We somehow got her email address, and we were like, "Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge." We were so happy. So, by the way, this is 2 months before the Pelican Brief. So this turns into the I didn't even realize that. So this morphs into the Pelican Brief. How can I get more for not getting this bonus? And then
He should have sued the person that did his nose job. Look at that thing.
It does look like a dick.
Look at those nostrils.
It was more penis-like earlier in the years, but yeah, that's
Look at those
definitely
nostrils.
post nose job.
It's like fucking lowland gorilla nostrils.
I think he might have had like 2 nose jobs.
He
He's a
100% had 2 nostrils.
Right?
He really
Yeah.
is a pelican.
Oh, look at that thing, dude. It's like when you go to the cantina, they always just have that on the wall so you can open your bottles.
That's his good side too, guys.
That's his
Streisand side. That's his good
Exactly.
side.
Thank you, John. That is his good
That's
side.
the
Look at that
Streisand side.
nose,
Think
dude.
about that for a second. That's the good side.
That's like I'm just waiting for him to go.
It's such
Jimmy
it's such a
Durante.
scowl too. You know, it's like a perpetual bitch face.
Yeah, like a pelican.
Miserable bastard.
Pelicans always look like that.
Miserable.
Rhinoplasty, can you hear me?
Wait, this is pre-chin. That was pre-chin.
Yeah.
That
was
is
it?
pre-chin.
It was pre.
Hey, Bon Jovial, what
chin.
are you here with us? Are
Oh, wait,
you?
There's someone.
Oh,
No, he's
can't unmute
muted.
it. Oh,
He's
okay.
unmuted.
Hang on.
Gina Bovina, I cannot get enough of the Pelican Brief. I feel like we should do another show on it.
It actually looks really good on camera. So with your
Okay.
actual eyes,
So this is from tomorrow.
It looks a bit
Oh wait, he's actually talking. Let's listen to what Bonnie has to say about this
Can you go back? I wasn't
Here
paying
we
attention.
go. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention either. I thought it was just going to be a picture. All right, here we go.
It actually looks really good on camera. So with your actual eyes, it looks a bit lower quality.
I knew Tiger Lily was going to say that. I knew it.
So it probably just needs to be a better photograph of the D, A.
It's an M.
Jesus.
Let's go to the coffee mug.
You know what it
He
is? It's the font. I'm telling you,
He
it's
is
the font.
closing down
The font
that
is, yeah.
mug.
It's all about that font, Bon.
If it's in Australia, though, can we use the mugs? Because wouldn't it be on the other side?
Yes.
I'm all confused. I'm all confused.
I don't know. But Bon obviously is not going to add any information to this conversation. So that's the end of that.
It's tomorrow.
Look at Tiger Lily,
no idea.
little stalker that she is. I'm trying to see him in the reflection of that damn mug.
Oh, Jesus.
You kidding? You probably did that 3 times just to make sure his face wasn't in that. Okay, so listen. Tomorrow,
Tomorrow is a very bad show.
Is Jeop-horny, which I can't even stand how many times they have said that. And they are making it like it is the biggest thing since the cum hat, which means that it's going to be an absolute and utter failure. So that means a solid hour of the show we will be able to skip.
Hour and a half. It'll be an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
All right. Well, yeah. So that's what we have to look forward to tomorrow. And then Wednesday, depending on whether I'm traveling that day or not, we may not be able to do the final show on Wednesday.
Well, I'm going out Wednesday night, too, so okay. that's
Okay,
good.
so we may not be able to do the final show on Wednesday. It might be like Thursday or Friday, depending on what the boys' schedule is like. I didn't even talk to them about it yet.
Thursday's better than Friday. I'm going out Friday.
But I'm probably not going to be able to do Wednesday unless, of course, I come down with COVID. Then all bets are off anyway, so who cares? So we will rejoin our friends tomorrow, and we will see what day 2 of 3 of the summer of Wig
I bet
holds
it's
for us.
pre-recorded.
Huh?
I bet they pre-recorded the last couple of days.
Oh, they've been going on this Lenny Dykstra thing, which I completely forgot until Tiger Lily mentioned it. That Jamie Lynn Sigler from The Sopranos is married to his son.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
talk
That's
to
a
him
weird
at all.
couple.
Yeah, no.
And she's also one of those girls who came down with MS, which is so crazy to me. Like, how is that possible? That she has MS, Christina Applegate, poor Blair, whatever her name is, I can't even remember.
Selma Blair.
Selma Blair.
Paul Blair. Paul Blair is a right fielder for the
I said
Cincinnati
poor.
Reds in the early 80s. Right? Remember that? Or Yankees. And they play for the Reds and the Yankees? I can't remember.
Yes, he
anymore.
did. He
It's
played
been
for
a
the
long
Reds, then he
time.
got traded to the Yankees.
I'm impressed you know who Paul Blair is, even as a mistake. And that's the Joe Torre in you, I believe.
Yes, that's my Tory side for sure. All right, so friends, we will see you mañana. Hopefully, if it is really one of those shows. I mean, today, yes, we could have done the phones, but I don't have them on because for various reasons. So we'll chat tomorrow, and you all have a great night. Thank you, everybody who contributed. Your comments are
Bye-bye.
always the best on the friggin' internet, and
the best.
we love you guys all. So goodbye. Thanks for hanging with us. Please join us for discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.